hand it off inside.
Good battle with heavy playoff implications for both teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Carolina Panthers. Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to Saturday afternoon football today on Fox. And now welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Pam Oliver coming up. The playoff implications I talked about, it's easy for Carolina. They win today, they're in the playoffs. They win today and Tampa Bay loses for the second time in the last 3 years. They win the NFC South. On the other side, after a 7-3 start, here are the Dallas Cowboys hoping for a win today to keep hope alive in their playoff chase. And because they have stumbled during the month of December, we've seen a lot of these looks from Bill Parcells, their head coach, on the sideline when his players come back to chat. So the question is, how do the Cowboys turn it around? And that is the question I will now pose to Troy Aikman. How do the Cowboys turn this around after what we witnessed last weekend in Washington?
Well, and it's interesting, Joe, after seeing that, it was Bill Parcells who was in the given spirit this week, trying to provide some optimism and confidence to his football team. And, you know, really, if they're going to get it turned around, they've got to do a better job along that offensive line. Drew Bledsoe here over the last 3 to 4 ball games has taken a lot of hits. 7 sacks in last week's game against the Washington Redskins. Of course, if they're able to run the football, that would take a lot of the pressure, not only off of Drew Bledsoe, but also off of this offensive line as well. They believe that if they can eliminate some of the sacks and eliminate some of the negative plays, that they've got a chance to win this ball game.
Hard to believe the Carolina Panthers are really searching for the number 2 seed in the NFC. They've got a talented team. They're hot, yet they're really flying under the radar right now.
Yeah, they really are, and it's hard to believe. And I think that maybe the reason is they got off to the start of the season, lost to New Orleans. They've had some injuries to some key players. Chris Jenkins early in the season, Stephen Davis on IR. But yet it's a great defensive team, number 2 in the National Football League. They have a philosophy that works. Great defense, run the football, take some shots down the field. They believe not only will it help them in today's game, but also help them when they get into the playoffs.
It is Christmas Eve, so fly, little reindeer, fly. We get ready for the Panthers and the Cowboys today on Fox.
Watching Fox Sports, broadcasting in HD, and presented by DirecTV.
Lexus of Colorado Springs, luxury's home in Motor City, at the top of 8th Street, on the web at lexusofcs.com. Don't miss the best deals on every new and pre-owned Lexus in stock, including the popular RX and ES330. Only at Lexus of Colorado Springs. The best selection, the best prices, and the best people. Lexus of Colorado Springs, luxury's home in Motor City, at the top of 8th Street, on the web at lexusofcs.com.
At Quest, we understand no 2 businesses are alike. That's why we let you build a bundle of services that is perfect for you. Get high-speed internet, a business line package, unlimited long distance, and wireless, all for just $135 a month. Compare, bundle, and save. Call 1-800-242-5000. That's our spirit of service.
Attention. Recent events in the automotive industry have forced the Medved Autoplex to perform inventory valuation audits. Medved must sell $80 million worth of inventory by January 3rd, so the Medved Autoplex is holding an inventory equalization sale. You will save thousands. Select units have 0% financing up to 72 months or no payments for 6 months. Act now. On the I-25 corridor, depart the 181 ramp Castle Rock, and on I-70 in Wheat Ridge. Exit Kipling, exit Ward, but exit the giant Medved Autoplex.
Everybody loves Raymond. They'll know if you're not watching.
I don't like blood.
Weeknights at 6 on Fox 21.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
experience the Cadillac Season's Best Sales Event. Going on now. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
Now for a limited time, visit your Cadillac dealer to take advantage of a Season's Best bonus offer.
It's back for the holidays, and now just $99.99. The Black Razor is back at just $99.99, but only until December 31st. Only from Singular. Singular, raising the bar.
Take a chance and play your part. Make romance. It might break your heart. But if you think that time will change your ways, don't wait too long. Don't wait.
Sure is nice to have the whole family in tonight. It's wonderful.
Who made this sauce? Pops, you made this?
This food's good, because I made it.
You always putting too much garlic in it. I told you.
To Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Panthers stroll in 10-4. The Cowboys 8-6. Carolina clinches a playoff spot with a win today. Hard to believe this next point. It even made ex-Cowboys sit up straight in their chair when he or they read that the Cowboys had lost 17 of their last 20 December road games, and Dallas 0-3 all-time on Christmas Eve. However, you have to believe that the Cowboys will respond after that effort last weekend against the Redskins. A game that got away from them early. It was over at halftime, and because of that loss, they are fighting to stay alive in the playoff hunt, and they need to beat a good, hot Carolina team today to do it. Robertson from inside the 5. He's returning kicks now with Rod Smart deactivated and not returning kicks for the second weekend in a row. Nathan Jones on the stop, 24-yard return. And here is Jake Delhomme, who for the first time coming up this next February will be headed over to Hawaii. The offensive line, this is a group that has started every game this fivesome all season long. One of only 5 teams that can boast that. Steve Smith, maybe the biggest playmaker, game breaker in the NFL today. A toss to Foster, and Deshaun Foster is brought down from behind by DeMarcus Ware. A gain of 3. Let's look at the defense, and this is a team, Troy, defensively that has had a terrible time trying to slow down the running game of the opposition.
They've struggled, Joe, here over the last 4 ball games. You're right. In the last 3 games, they've given up over 100 yards to 3 different runners. And if they're going to have any opportunity in this ball game today against Carolina, there's no way that they can allow Deshaun Foster to get going.
2nd down and 7. Foster again, same play. Foster over the right side again, picks up 3. Brady James on the tackle. Fowler in there as well, and it will be 3rd down, a manageable 3rd down for the Carolina Panthers, who this season are up over 42% in converting 3rd downs.
Yeah, actually they've played better than what their NFL ranking is. They're 22nd in the league coming in offensively, but as you said, very effective on 3rd down. They're also very good once they get down inside the red zone.
They're number 22nd in the NFL, but not in my book. They're number 11 in the Aikman efficiency ratings. Don't kid yourself. 3rd down and 4. Delhomme looks left, fires high, one-handed catch, incomplete. Out of bounds was Kerry Colbert, and it's 4th down. Great effort. The throw sailed on Delhomme, and it's 3 and out. The first possession for Carolina.
A little contact on the play, had a chance, tried to haul that one in, but A good job defensively for the Dallas Cowboys. Last week, due to some of the turnovers on the offensive side of the ball, they got behind early, but a good way to start a game out.
Here's Jason Baker. Kind of a line drive punt. Creighton will have a chance for a return. And until he runs into the body of Carl Hankton. He is their best special teams player and is one of the alternates for the Pro Bowl coming up. Let's go down to Pam Oliver. Happy Christmas Eve, Pam.
Hey, thanks, Joe. It may come as a surprise to some, but Bill Parcells took what had to be considered a very atypical approach to things this week. After last week's drubbing at the hands of the Washington Redskins, he responded this way. He didn't rail, no excess physical torture. Instead, he was calm, positive, and upbeat. Drew Bledsoe said that was exactly what the Cowboys needed headed into this game. Back to you.
The soft, fuzzy Bill Parcells as the handoff is to Julius Jones. Jones gets it out to the 36, picked up 3.
You know, that's really been Bill Parcells' style going back even when he first came into the league as head coach with the New York Giants. That it seems that when things are going well for his ball clubs, he's very critical of them, doesn't want them to get too full of themselves. But when they're going through difficult times like they did this past week after the shellacking they took at the hands of the Washington Redskins, he's the one who's trying to lift them up.
2nd and 7. Pressure from Buckner. That pass dropped off for Julius Jones, and Jones is met and dropped by Julius Peppers. A meeting of the Julii. There's the offensive line. Pro Bowler Larry Allen, 10th time he's headed to Hawaii, number 2 on the all-time list in Cowboy history to Bob Lilly. The great defensive tackle went 11 times. Terry Glenn was shut down last weekend by the Redskins. It's 3rd and 6. Pass is through the hands of Creighton, and then Creighton gets popped by McCree. 3 and out for the Cowboys.
Well, Carolina that time does a good job. They go man-to-man on the outside, and then they're going to have a free cover guy in the middle. You got Chris Gamble going against Patrick Creighton right there. As you said, Joe, on the hit, that ball, if it's led in front of Creighton, would have been a real headache because of good coverage and a good call defensively.
Matt McBriar drills it over the head of Steve Smith, but into the end zone. So the Panthers will have it at their 20. 11:51 left in the first quarter, and the Panthers have it for the second time.
Life is measured not so much by what you do as by what you do for others. For almost 2 decades, the people of Southwest Airlines have helped make the Ronald McDonald House a home away from home for seriously ill children and their families. Here's to the special spirit that brings us all together. The spirit of hope.
Go to Dell.com today, where you'll find all kinds of great deals on great Dell desktops, like this awesome Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Celeron D processor for only $499 after mail-in rebate. Right now, get a free flat panel monitor from the world's #1 source for flat panels, and free shipping. Go online to get other Dell desktops starting at $299 after mail-in rebate. It's more than an amazing deal, it's a Dell.
Toyotathon is back. For 27 years, it's been the greatest time to buy the Toyota you're looking for. Quality, selection, value. You'll find it in every car, truck, and SUV we build. While you're at Toyotathon, check out Corolla, one of 7 different Toyotas with EPA city or highway ratings of 30 miles per gallon or more. Along with Highlander Hybrid, powered by Hybrid Synergy Drive. Just like the cutting-edge Prius, the place is your Toyota dealer. The time is now. Treat yourself today. Toyota, moving forward.
This Fox NFL special is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 40.
It's just a simple request, and one that, as we sit here with 11:51 left in the first quarter, I'm wondering if that wish on this Christmas Eve was fulfilled.
It was not. I couldn't get her to take her hat off, but I said if she does, then I will.
You can leave your hat
I
on.
wasn't asking too much, was
No. That guy's name was Phil that was holding that sign up. DeLome with time down the middle. Prohl behind the defense. Ricky Prohl down to the 11.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, the Carolina Panthers like the vertical passing game, and in order to pull that off, you've got to have awfully good protection up front, because you're going to see Jake Delhomme hold it, and he steps up in the pocket a couple of times, which gives Ricky Prohl time to get up the seam, and how he's able to just run right through the side of that zone coverage with nobody going with him. That's something that has given this Dallas Cowboys defense some problems, but a big play to start off the series here for Carolina.
And big plays have been crippling to this Dallas defense. Here's Deshaun Foster. Foster gets it down just inside the 10. We've got to point out that Anthony Henry didn't even make the trip. Bill Parcells seems totally frustrated by Anthony Henry, who was injured on the 30th of October, basically missed a month. He played some last week. It's been an abdominal problem now as opposed to the groin. He's not even with the team here in Carolina.
No, and you'd think that'd give him some problems with Steve Smith, obviously the league's leading receiver, but for Ricky Prohl, who's in his 16th season and is not the fastest guy on this team by any stretch of the imagination, for him to be able to get deep early in this game, that's surprising.
Julius Peppers right here. Delhomme hands off down to the 6. A gain of 4 by Deshaun Foster. How about Julius Peppers lined up as a slot receiver?
You know, they've used him down here in the red zone at times in the past. I mean, this is an athletic guy. He played basketball in college. That tells you about all you need to know as far as his versatility. He's got good size, he's got quickness, and he's got exceptional hands. And so I don't know exactly who you put on him that can match him, because even if you put a physical player on him, he still has the ability to get up in the air and make the tough catch.
It's 3rd down and 5. The Panthers can get a first down without getting it into the end zone, and they'll call timeout. 3rd down and 5 when we come back. The big play to Ricky Prohl, setting up Carolina inside the red zone.
This is where it is.
Way fires, and over the head of Mangum, incomplete. It's 4th down, and the field goal unit comes onto the field. Let's go back to that 69-yard completion to Ricky Prohl.
Yeah, you take a look at it. Keith Davis right here. He's the safety, and he's got to get as deep as the deepest receiver. And as you're going to see, Ricky Prohl just runs by him. Now, he thought he was going to get some help by the linebacker, Scott Shanley. Now, Shanley could not keep up with Ricky Prohl, and that's what created the big play.
24-yard try here by Casey. And Casey remains perfect at this short distance. The completion to Prohl, 69 yards, second longest catch of his long career. Set it up, 3-0 Panthers.
Toyotathon is back. For 27 years, it's been the greatest time to buy the Toyota you're looking for. While you're at Toyotathon, check out the all-new, stylish RAV4. The redesigned RAV4 stretches over 14 inches longer and packs 40% more gear in the cargo space. It's got an EPA highway rating of 30 miles per gallon and starts at a surprisingly low price. The place is your Toyota dealer. The time is now. Treat yourself today. Toyota, moving forward.
What's going on? We don't know how many converters we have in stock. We don't know where our trucks are, and no one knows where Mackler is.
6,000 converters? Trucks are at I-4, exit 9. Mackler, where are you?
In the airport.
Get a Nextel walkie-talkie phone for $24.99 and connect with over 17 million people. Nextel is available at Sprint or Nextel stores. Sprint together with Nextel.
I'm number one. I'm number one. No, I'm number one. I'm number one.
The winner of American Idol is Carrie Underwood.
There's only one show with the power to turn unknowns into music superstars.
You will sell more records than any other previous Idol winner.
This January, the biggest phenomenon on television turns up the volume. American Idol.
Are you ready, America?
Premieres Tuesday, January 17th on Fox.
Hi, my name is Staff Sergeant Brett R. Neely. I'm stationed here at Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan. I just want to wish the Cowboys good luck in their season, and God bless all your hearts.
Nice holiday message from Afghanistan for all of us. And it goes without saying, but we say it every week. We thank all those men and women who are doing what they're doing overseas during this holiday time with family back here at home. John Casey will kick it away. 10:05 left in the first quarter. And again, the Cowboys fall behind. This is Tyson Thompson from inside the 10. Good head of steam. And a good return, but he lost the football. And now the scrum to see who came away with it. Looked for a second like Thompson had a shot to get it back. But this could be a killer turnover for the Cowboys after the Carolina Panthers just got on top.
And it looked initially to me, Joe, that when Thompson did fumble, that it was Carolina who was able to get in there first. Obviously, at the bottom of the pile right now, what usually happens, whoever comes away with it, regardless of who initially had it, and it looks like it's going to be Carolina's ball.
Still fighting in there for the football, but Carolina has it. Tyson Thompson, the rookie from Irving, Texas, puts it on the ground.
Well, and this is a concern for Bill Parcells, and that's one of the reasons why Tyson Thompson has not played more as a running back within the offense. He's uncertain that he can depend on him. Well, this is why. When you get an opportunity to get the ball to your offense in good field position, and then you lay it on the ground, and now you give the ball right back to Carolina with a chance to get more points.
Kent Rasmussen made the hit to force it. Tufts came away with the ball for Carolina. We saw that score flash across. Washington has an early 7-0 lead. Here's Carter. Touchdown. First of his career.
Drew Carter, who got a chance last week to play for the first time, originally a 5th-round pick a year ago, has had some knee surgeries, unable to get onto the field, had an impact last week initially in that game. Now he comes right back. He's got some size to him, and Aaron Glenn is not very tall. And as you see, because the ball was up, Drew Carter able to go up and make the play, and Aaron Glenn was unable to.
Carter is 6'3", 200 pounds, second-year player from Ohio State. Torn ACL last year, his second game active in the NFL. 2 catches last week, his first touchdown this week. It's a new weapon for the Panthers, who now lead it 10-0 over the Cowboys, who need to win this game.
Imagine you sign for a package for your next.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. With Visa's multiple layers of security, you're protected. And by Toyota, choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward.
In the first half, on the road, their last 3 games, Dallas has been outscored 48-0. 10 points put up in the last 9 seconds by Carolina. And it's 10-0. They fake a reverse. And Thompson, who just fumbled moments ago, gets it out to the 20 inches beyond, and that's where Dallas will have the football. Let's go back to that touchdown completion to Drew Carter.
Well, you're going to see Roy Williams here in the middle. He flattens out a little bit. Now, I don't think Aaron Glenn thought that he was going to get some help from Roy Williams, but you see Jake Delhomme, he pumps to the left to try to open up that space, and when it first came out of Jake Delhomme's hands, I thought the ball hung up in the air, but again, because of the height advantage of Drew Carter, he was able to go up over Aaron Glenn.
So here are the Cowboys again playing from behind. And again, more pressure. It's Peppers. The sack of Drew Bledsoe. And it's more of the same. Troy, this is a team now that's playing from behind. Their tackles aren't playing well. They're not able to run the ball. An immobile quarterback. It's a bad combination for Dallas.
Same combination that we saw last week against Washington, and you get behind, and they're not going to get into a passing game this early, but you still got to be able to drop back and throw the football. Now, nobody picks up Julius Peppers. He's able to come up inside. Drew Bledsoe fortunate that they blew the whistle. He has put the ball on the ground, and he did again there.
8.5 sacks now for the Pro Bowler, Julius Peppers. Julius Jones carries it back near the original line of scrimmage. Picked up 8. It'll be 3rd down and long for Dallas. This is what the Cowboys are facing. The last 10 weeks, this Carolina defense across the NFL, 1st in yards per game allowed. Opponent passers rating is 1st in the NFL. Takeaways 2nd, sacks 2nd. Only 8 touchdowns allowed by the opposition over the last 10 weeks. And Dallas is faced with 3rd down and 10, down by 10. Bledsoe needs time. They roll him out to try to buy some, and he's going to air it for Glenn. Terry Glenn gets shoved and still makes the catch. A huge completion for Dallas down inside the 30. They threw the flag. Glenn made the catch, and the question is, who is the interference against, Glenn or McCree?
Wow. Well, I didn't see that at the time that it happened. I thought that was going to be an easy call for the officials on Carolina. They moved Bledsoe out to try to keep the defense from keying where he's going to be in the pocket. Now, Terry Glenn got right by him. Now, the left elbow, left arm is where they're saying he pushed off. But
there are 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, defense, number 27. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 96. Helmet-to-helmet contact. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. 1st down.
That's on Al Wallace on the personal foul, roughing Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, here's a better look on that. Al Wallace will be coming into the screen after Bledsoe lets go of the football. You see he comes with the crown of the helmet, and although he didn't try to hurt him by any means, that's what the officials are looking for. When you come with the crown of the helmet, that's going to get called. Now on the other side, McCree never turns around. And so when there's contact made due to the underthrown ball to Terry Glenn, because McCree never looked to make a play on the football, it was an easy call for the officials on pass interference.
It's a 51-yard completion to Glenn, plus the 15-yard penalty. And a toss to Julius Jones running left. The penalty flag is down in the secondary as Julius Jones picks up 1. Witherspoon on the tackle. But a flag is down. What a big moment.
Defense, 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Troy, what a turnaround in a matter of seconds, and an opportunity here for the Dallas Cowboys to get back in this game and get something going offensively. Defensively for the Carolina Panthers, Peppers is headed to the Pro Bowl. The linebackers, they were disappointed. Morgan isn't going, and then the secondary is good. They were shocked that Ken Lucas wasn't named as a Pro Bowler. It's 1st and 5. Julius Jones gets it down near the 7, picked up 2. Mike Rucker, the first one there for Carolina. 2nd down and 3.
Those Carolina defense, as we showed just a moment ago, the way in which they've played here over the last 10 ball games, arguably as well as any defense in the National Football League. Very stingy, very good down in the red zone as well. They give up the big play, which got Dallas down here, and now they're hoping to come out of this only giving up a potential field goal.
It's a blitz. 2nd down and 3. Julius Jones. Touchdown, Dallas. So the Cowboys answer.
You know, Joe, Julius Jones, they've been trying to get him on track for pretty much the entire season. Last week, he was able to get a 51-yard run, which certainly helped with his confidence. But he makes a move here that he really has not shown much of here in the last several weeks. He started to the outside and was able to burst through the hole and get into the end zone. I think that's something that's been lacking, some attributed to the high ankle sprain that he suffered during the middle of the year.
It's a three-point game for Dallas. And any one of their running backs, their first rushing touchdown since November 20th against the Lions. Julius Jones gets it. The Cowboys are back in it. John Fox is ticked off. Touchdowns in this game. A John Casey field goal is the difference. 10-7. Julius Jones caps it after that big 51-yard completion to Terry Glenn. Condiff really got into this one, and Robertson will take a knee. Back to the touchdown to make it a three-point game.
You know, one of the things that I've always been impressed with Julius Jones is his ability to make the first guy miss and his burst. And that's what's been lacking here over the last 5-6 weeks. A lot of criticisms to the offensive line, but the running back has to be able to set up a lot of those blocks. And then when you've got wide receivers like Terry Glenn getting down the field and blocking safeties, that certainly helps. A good job by Terry Glenn, and also Julius Jones showing a little bit of the burst that we've not seen in recent weeks.
Game break coming up. First down for Carolina from their 20. Deshaun Foster runs into a wall. Lost a yard. Let's go for a game break. Here's JB.
Hey, Joe, opening drive for the Redskins. Mark Brunell hooking up with Santana Moss, the Pro Bowler. 17 yards, wide receiver screen. He takes it in. 7-3 Skins. Atlanta, playoff hopes hanging by a thread. Michael Vick, play action, 4-yarder to Justin Griffith. 7-0 Falcons over Tampa Bay. Back to Joe Buck.
Thank you, JB. Again, if Carolina wins today and Tampa Bay loses, the Panthers win the NFC South. Second down and 11. DeLome with all day, throws high, and it's incomplete. Out of the reach of Brad Hoover, the fullback. It's third down and 11, and let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Joe. All Drew Bledsoe wants for Christmas is to not leave the stadium in a body bag. He joked about that with me before the game. In all seriousness, though, Bledsoe hopes the Cowboys' offensive game plan, which he said will feature plenty of draws, screens, and chips, will be enough to keep the Panthers' pass rush at bay. He said they'll be coming after us, and we're going to have to show that we can drop back and pass. They had a little something of everything on that last scoring drive, Joe.
All right, Pam. Well, on that last big completion to Terry Glenn, they had to roll him out to his right and put him on the move to try to get him out of harm's way. It's third down and 11. Ware is coming. The ball's out. Carolina able to fall back on top of it. Jordan Gross comes away with a football, but a punt is coming, and DeMarcus Ware, the rookie, comes up with a big play for the Dallas defense.
Well, they've been wanting to get DeMarcus Ware back on track for a number of weeks. He came into the league really on fire. 4 sacks first 6 weeks of the season. Hadn't done much since, but so far early in this game, doing a good job getting pressure on Jake Delhomme, and what a heck of a job by right tackle Jordan Gross recovering the fumble.
So the punt from Baker. Creighton waits for it, takes it at his own 39, and goes nowhere. A penalty flag comes in. Just a 2-yard return. Vinny Churchu on the tackle for Carolina, and a flag is down on that brief return.
During return, illegal block in the back, receiving team, number 58. 10-yard penalty, first down.
I'll tell you, Bill Parcells, he obviously isn't happy right now with the kickoff return team when Tyson Thompson puts the ball on the ground, and now the punt return team, when it looks like they're going to get the ball at midfield, all of a sudden they have a penalty that backs them up. And you know, you get into this type of game with playoff implications on the line, and certainly if the Cowboys are going to get into the playoffs, so often those games are determined based on who has the better field position.
Look at the Giants on top of the Redskins, 10-7. Toss to Julius Jones, another big run. Jones is out near midfield, and they'll mark him at the 50. A 19-yard run for Julius Jones, who was getting some traction.
Pretty good job there by this offensive line coming and doing the kick out. They're going to run some people on the pull. You see there that opens up that hole, and I tell you, Julius Jones, I'm sure he's gotten tired of hearing Bill Parcells talking about his ineffectiveness as a runner, and so far in this ball game he has looked like he's as healthy as he's been in a while.
Look at that move. This is vintage 2004 Julius Jones. I mean, this is like the rookie was running last year. He looks fantastic.
Well, I've got to believe, Joe, that the high ankle sprain that he had in the middle of the season has had a big impact on his ability to run the football, because certainly at the end of last season he showed tremendous burst and poise as a runner. Early in the season this year, going back to even the preseason, he had that as well. He just hasn't been the same runner coming off of that injury, but today it appears that he's gotten some of that back.
Second down and 1, and why not stay with a hot hand? And Jones has a first down inside the Carolina 40.
I know Bill Parcells, when you ask him about Julius Jones, or heck, when you ask him about anybody for that matter, as far as whether or not they're hurt or how injured they are. Nobody's hurt. Everybody's 100%. And he said, look, Julius Jones, like all the great backs, has got to learn to create plays even when they're not there. And I agree with that to a point. But the offensive line also has to do a good job of creating some space.
Barber comes in. Jones checks out. First down. Bledsoe with some time. Fires too high, and it's intercepted. Looking for Terry Glenn, and it's Lucas who comes away with a pick. Glenn was open, and Bledsoe missed him.
You know, we heard Pam talk about what the Cowboys were going to try to do as far as their blocking schemes to give Bledsoe some time. They're going to run this half roll, and teams do this because it really shores up the protection inside. You see the pocket that Bledsoe was provided. Now it's just a matter of getting the ball to the right guy down the field. Throws another high ball over the head of Terry Glenn, and it results in the interception. On the other side of that, you got Keyshawn Johnson. Everybody was focused on Terry Glenn, and he runs that intermediate crossing route, and Bledsoe was going to Terry Glenn the entire way, and because of that, he never saw Keyshawn come free.
6th interception of the year. That was a gift for Lucas. Toss to Foster. And the run defense, at least here in this first quarter, has looked a lot better. And DeMarcus Ware, the rookie, who has been frustrated by his play over the last 2 months and is tired of hearing about hitting that rookie wall, saying, well, you'll be better next year and you're running out of gas. Said this week, I want next year to be now. I don't have time to wait around for 2006.
Yeah, and you know what? He is tired. I mean, this has been a long year for these rookies that have been playing all season like he has. But I like his approach this week in saying that that's not an excuse, that he needs to play better.
Second down and 11. DeLone with all day. Fires high again. Wow. We've seen a couple of throws sail out of the hand of Jake Delhomme. You and I were down on the field before the game. There is some wind here, but we've seen a couple of throws just carried by the wind and thrown out of bounds.
You know, he has a little different style than what we see from most quarterbacks in today's game. Really, this entire passing game is different from what we're used to seeing. So much of the West Coast offense and the horizontal passing games, whereas this Carolina team, they like to get the ball down the field, and so with that, you're not always going to have some clean looks.
It's third down and 11. High snap and a handoff to Foster. They go nowhere, and this crowd is letting the Panthers offense have it. Look at that Washington game. The Redskins now back out in front 14-10.
You know, I think when you look at the decision there by the Carolina Panthers, I mean, that's John Fox, and that's a philosophy and a style that has allowed him to win a lot of football games here with the Carolina Panthers. It's what got him to the Super Bowl just a few years ago, and they're going to rely on that defense. Now, the Cowboys have created some big plays already early in this game, but he's going to bet that this defense is going to hold up, and they're going to give the ball back to their offense with better field position than they had there.
Baker hangs it high, and a fair catch is called for by Terrence Newman. Good field position for the Cowboys, and if you look at Drew Bledsoe, who's coming off that interception, and then you look at his quarterback rating by month, starting in September when he was red hot, it has been a steady downward spiral month to month to where in December, and a lot of it has to do with a lack of protection that he's had by his offensive line. He's down to 67.1 during this month.
And it's not just this year, Joe. It goes back really over the last 4 years. Those numbers are consistent with how he has played in recent seasons. Not all of it's on the offensive line. Some of it is the fact that Drew Bledsoe has not gotten the ball out of his hands.
They move Bledsoe, and he throws to Keyshawn Johnson. And Johnson has 11 and a first down.
And we talk about some of the things that the Cowboys are doing within this offensive scheme. They know that they need to keep Drew Bledsoe upright, and so we're going to see some of the screens. We're going to see max protection. We're going to see the half roll. And still, having said that, Andre Gerard, who's filling in for Marco Rivera at right guard, still allows Brenson Buckner to get up the field and put a hit on Bledsoe.
Under a minute and a half to play in this first quarter. 10-7 Carolina. Cowboys have come alive. A blitz from Carolina. The Cowboys run away from that blitz, and again Julius Jones breaks free for a moment and picks up 5. Looked like that play was going nowhere, and Jones ends up with 5 yards in his pocket.
Well, I know that this Cowboy organization has been waiting for Julius Jones to have a breakout game. I mean, here we are in week 15, and they've been saying it each and every week that this is the week that we hope Julius Jones creates plays. Maybe today is the day. At least here in the first half, he's done a good job.
2nd and 5. Another blitz. This time it's Kendall Moorhead making the stop, and a penalty flag comes in. A loss of 1 on the play.
I tell you, it's hard to imagine, though, when you talk about this Carolina defense and what they've got. They really don't have any weaknesses on that side of the ball. I mean, they're solid across the defensive front. 2 of the premier pass rushers with Mike Rucker and Julius Peppers. Yes, they lost Chris Jenkins again this year, early in the year. But Jordan Carstens has done a heck of a job, and they've got a good secondary to go with it.
Cowboys do not have to snap it. They picked up the flag, and we are finished with 1 quarter.
Of the first quarter.
1 quarter is history. The Dallas Cowboys are starting to feel it on offense, trailing by 3. This Fox NFL special will continue after this from your local Fox station. The look on the face of Drew Bledsoe when the whistles stopped the action moments ago as the first quarter ran out. He was surprised. It's 3rd down and 6. We begin the second quarter. The snap was low. Bledsoe hits Terry Glenn, and Glenn's got a first down inside the 30, down to the 26. A 20-yard completion, and that time a perfect throw from Drew Bledsoe after getting a bad snap from Al Johnson.
Cowboys do a pretty good job. They bring 3 receivers to the short side of the field. They run Creighton on a drag shallow, and then they're able to get Terry Glenn up in the void that was created because of the fact that Creighton ran the short drag, and that was the weakness of that defense, well executed by the Dallas Cowboy offense.
They work on Terry Glenn over on the sideline after that 20-yard catch. Here's Julius Jones. He has got a burst today. He's down to the 21, picks up 5, and let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, Tuton Reyes has been getting some medical attention from the trainers on the sideline. In fact, he missed the Panthers' last offensive series. The diagnosis on him so far is a sprained left toe. Meanwhile, linebacker Dan Morgan has gone back into the locker room for evaluation. They're saying he has an injured shoulder. Back to you.
All right, Pam. Meanwhile, the Cowboys are moving the ball. 2nd down and 5. Glenn looking at his right hand or wrist on the sideline. Another blitz from Carolina. Julius Jones down to the 14-yard line, gets 7 and another first down for Dallas. You and I did the game last week. We've done, I don't know, 4 or 5 Cowboy games all year. We have not seen Julius Jones look like this in 2005.
No, and I think Carolina's a little surprised by it as well. I mean, they're not accustomed to seeing people come in and run the football the way that Julius has here in the first half. But the offensive line, who has been very much maligned over the course of this season, doing a heck of a job as far as getting a body on a body and creating a little bit of room for Julius.
Jones will try the left side and pound it down inside the 10. He's up over 6 yards a carry in this first half against the Carolina defense, which comes in ranked number 4 in the league against the run.
I think you look at this first half, particularly the first quarter, and some of the mistakes that Dallas had, and Carolina able to jump up on them 10-0. You know, it looked like it may force Dallas out of what they wanted to do, mixing up the running game, trying to take some shots down the field. But the fact that Dallas was able to go right back down and get a touchdown, now they're back into the mode that they don't have to try to start forcing the ball, throwing it.
2nd and 5. They hand to Jones, makes a move at the line of scrimmage and gets it down close to the 6, about 1.5 yards shy of a first down. So Jones will come out. Barber will come in. And Terry Glenn is still standing on the sideline on 3rd down. Two and a half. We'll call it 3 for Dallas. Handoff is to Barber. Barber ran into Chris Draft, picked up 1, and it's 4th down.
Well, that was a heck of a job by Chris Draft, stepping up into the hole and preventing the first down. You see him scraping off the side here, and the fullback Polite just runs right by him, and because of that, Chris Draft is able to come in behind that block and make the tackle and keep the Cowboys from picking up the first down.
24-yard try here from Cundiff to tie it. It's a 10-10 game. 11 minutes to go in this first half, and the Cowboys have scored 10 unanswered points to tie it.
The front and rear pillars of the F-150 are insulated with an innovative heat
NFL special is sponsored by Ford F-150, built Ford tough. By AIG, for insurance, loans, and retirement, AIG. By Guinness Draft Stout, drink responsibly, brilliant. And by Verizon Wireless.
Charlotte, North Carolina. The weather is fantastic here on the 24th of December. Cundiff hits from 24 yards out. It's 10-10, and where's Lucy? Lucy just ripped the ball away from Charlie Brown.
At first, I thought that maybe they had tried an onside kick.
It was really onside. It went about an inch.
Yeah, well, I thought that'd be a little bit bold on Bill Parcells' part. 10-10, kicking an onside kick with 11 minutes here in the first half.
That's why I say, even though we showed the flags earlier, there is some wind. There is an issue with the wind down on the field, as the wind just knocked that ball off the tee.
Yeah, that's the second time. The initial kickoff to start this game, the ball came off the tee as well.
I think Cundiff's confident that that thing's going to stay up there as he approaches it. This is Robertson from inside the 5. can't make it to the 25 as he was hit downfield by Roy Williams playing special teams. He does it all for Dallas. It's 10-10 on Christmas Eve.
Smashing voids my warranty. Have a good life.
Fox Sunday gives you what you really want. A special Simpsons, Family Guy, and King of the Hill. So spread the cheer.
I brought these gifts for you. They're up in my bum.
It all starts 8:30, 7:30 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Back in Carolina, Panthers have the ball. They will start at their own 24 in a 10-10 game. There's Steve Smith. The Panthers and Jake Delhomme have not thrown his direction today. Play action from Delhomme. Smith right on cue. Makes a move, stays on his feet, and gets it out to the 43-yard line. Brought down by Fowler. A completion of 19 yards.
And the reason that they had not gone to Steve Smith prior to this route is because the Cowboys have been doubling him every single play. Now this is the route that you can take advantage of that roll coverage. You come up the field, push on the corner, snap it off to the inside, and that's the hole. Inside the corner and in front of the safety.
Number 1 in the NFL in catches, yards, number 2 in touchdowns to Marvin Harrison, not active today for Indy up in Seattle. Handoff is to Foster, picks up 5. Now the Panthers are moving it, and here's JB with a game break.
Hey, Joe, Steve Smith is indeed the guy, but Santana Moss, not a bad year. Pro Bowl, as a matter of fact. Play action by Brunell. Look at the adjustment by Santana Moss on this ball right here. Nice move. 59 yards to pay dirt. Skins control their own destiny up over the Giants right now by 4. 8 minutes left in the second. Back to Joe Buck, Troy, and Pam.
All right, JB, 9:36 and counting. 2nd down and 5 left here in the first half. Carolina hands it. Foster runs into DeMarcus Ware. He's shown up big already in this first half. A gain of only 1. It's 3rd down for the Panthers.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about what they're doing to Steve Smith to try to keep him from getting involved. And as you're going to see, here's the safety, Keith Davis. Now they're trailing. Terrence Newman is on him as well. And so the Cowboys know that that's who they want to get the football to. Everybody in the league knows that that's who they want to get the football to, and they're doing everything they can to keep that from happening. But when you roll 2 guys to stop 1, there's other areas of your team then that get exposed.
3rd down and 3. The Cowboys came across early. Carter makes the catch inside the 35. He already has a touchdown today, and you can see that Drew Carter is going to reap the benefit of all that attention that the Cowboys are paying on Steve Smith.
Yeah, they were hoping that Kerry Colbert would benefit from it all season long, but he hasn't been able to take advantage of that.
Number 56. Penalties decline. 1st down.
And so now Drew Carter's able to, because when you're rolling to Steve Smith, that means for the most part you're going to get one-on-one coverage to your opposite receiver. As we said, Drew Carter came in last week, created some big plays, has already in this game had some big plays. He's the fastest guy on the team, about a step faster than what Steve Smith is, and that's why he's able to get some of the separation that we've seen.
That one good for 18 yards. 1st down, a toss to Deshaun Foster. Not much of a factor in this first half, trying to get extra yards, picks up 1.5 yards. First guy there was DeMarcus Ware. Again, we look back and we highlight the play of this defense and the 2 safeties. First, Keith Davis on the completion to Prohl, then Roy Williams on the touchdown throw to Drew Carter. That's the Carolina touchdown for Dallas. They're happy to get one from Julius Jones, who's had a very good first half. It's a 10-10 game. But now Carolina with the ball inside the Dallas 32, 2nd and 8. Just get it away, and a toss to Foster. Deshaun Foster ran away from Greg Ellis, who had an early shot at him, picked up 2 as Brady James eventually made the stop. Ellis had a free shot and whiffed.
You know, Deshaun Foster, this is a great opportunity for him. You know, he came into the league And in his first season, he blew out his knee, and a lot of people weren't certain that he was even going to come back from that injury and play again, and that's when they picked up Stephen Davis. And he's been playing in the shadow of Stephen Davis ever since. Well, Stephen Davis, now that he's on IR, this is not so much an opportunity for Foster to show that he can play in this league. It's a chance for him to show that he can be the every down back, because injuries have limited his career.
Third down and 6. Delhomme fires, looking for the end zone, and overthrows his receiver Carter. So to this point, Jake Delhomme has looked more in Drew Carter's direction than he has Steve Smith. This time he overthrows him, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and that's the time that maybe he should have been looking for Steve Smith. And you know, again, he's got 2 guys covering him, but when you run that deep cross, he got to the middle of the field, and when you're going to roll, that's the weakness. And Steve Smith was able to get into it, you know, and Jake Delhomme told us that whenever Steve Smith is singled, I'm throwing him the football. Well, right now, the mindset for Jake is that he's getting doubled, and so he's looking elsewhere. But just because 2 guys are on him, it doesn't mean that he can't get open.
47-yard try from Casey is good. Boy, Aikman, you can find all those open receivers from up here. You haven't missed a guy all season.
I haven't missed a guy in 5 years.
Casey has been struggling from over 40 yards, hits from 47, and the Panthers back on top by 3.
Rocky Mountain Refreshing Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL and Super Bowl 40.
Hello, my name is Master Sergeant Daryl Lofman, stationed at Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan. Skin the Panthers. Go Cowboys!
Another Cowboy fan in Afghanistan, as John Casey will kick it away for the Panthers. He capped the scoring drive, 8 plays, 47 yards. And now the Cowboys will get it back. They've shown they can move the ball on the Carolina defense. Last 3 times they've had it. He's already fumbled once today. This is Tyson Thompson. He gets hit after crossing the 20. And we've seen already, as the Cowboys have the ball go back on offense, the different things that Dallas will try to do to buy Drew Bledsoe time to get the ball down the field. And so far in the first half, a lot of it's worked.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, they've done a good job. They're moving them around outside the pocket a little bit. They're trying to get the ball out quick. They're keeping guys in to max protect. That's really the key. And the other real key that's helped them, as I said, they got down 10 points, and they were able to get back into the ball game to where now they can stick with what they came into the game wanting to do, and that's be balanced.
Terry Glenn is back on the field. Bledsoe fires, and for the first time, his big tight end Jason Witten is on the receiving end. 9.5-yard completion to Witten, and Jason is just short of a first down.
You know, and I think when you talk about Jason Witten in the season that he's had, he really started the year out very well. He's an excellent tight end, one of those athletic guys that can really run. But when Flozell Adams got hurt at left tackle, it really changed the complexion of Jason Witten's game. Maybe cost him a berth in the Pro Bowl, because then he became a blocker.
2nd down and 1, and Julius Jones appears to have enough for a first down. He does. You know, everybody knows Bill Parcells' public side and what he does in press conferences, and he likes to spar with the media, and he can be rough on guys, and you know what he says to players when they come off to the sideline after making a mistake. But he has also gone out of his way to baby, in a way, not in a bad way, but a good way, Julius Jones. He told us, he said, look, I've got to start him. I've got to keep his confidence up, and I've got to put him in a position where he knows I'm still behind him. And some of that babying and staying in his corner is paying off today, as Jones crosses the 35 out to the 36, because he looks like a different back here against Carolina.
Yeah, I think Bill Parcells, I mean, he tries to know what each player needs in terms of trying to motivate him. And, you know, in his opinion, Julius Jones is a guy who's struggling right now. A lot of people have been critical of his season and him not running the football particularly well. And Bill Parcells is trying to build him up. I mean, Bill Parcells is certainly frustrated that they haven't run the ball better, but he knows being critical or being tough on Julius isn't the right approach with him.
2nd down and 7. Bledsoe throws, and the pass broken up. That was Witherspoon who knocked it away from Keyshawn Johnson. 3rd and 7.
Keyshawn Johnson here coming off the ball. And, you know, as we've talked about before, I mean, he's not a guy who's going to really create a lot of separation with speed. He's not a guy who they're going to use to go down the field. These are the types of routes where he's generally pretty good. Now you've got Will Witherspoon who's waiting on him. Drew Bledsoe led him into that one. A good job by Keyshawn just keeping that ball from being intercepted.
3rd and 7. They fake the handoff and throw to a wide open Keyshawn Johnson. He is into Carolina territory, a 16-yard completion. There have been 2 big 3rd down conversions in this half by Dallas. This is the second of the 2.
And when you can give Drew Bledsoe some time and they run a little play action there that afforded him a little bit more. Torrin Tucker actually did a pretty good job there on Mike Rucker, pushing him down inside, which again gave Bledsoe the time. And he may be 35 years old, but he can still throw the football as well as anybody when he has time to step up.
On 1st down, Bledsoe has time again, but the ball is batted down. Julius Peppers.
I'm trying to get in there.
And that big body got in the way. The playoff picture, Jim.
Playoffs?
Yeah, thanks. That's Jim Mora from a few years ago. I'm sorry, just something that makes us laugh because you just can't say the word. Thanks. You just can't say the word playoffs without thinking about former Saints and Colts head coach. Seattle right now the #1 seed. Chicago in the driver's seat for the #2 spot. The Giants, the Panthers. There's 3 teams after Seattle all vying for that 1st round bye. Barber on the toss. Witherspoon rides him down.
You know, we were talking to John Fox the other day, and as well as this defense has played, he said Will Witherspoon has been the most consistent performer of the bunch. You're going to see him as he attacks this line going downhill. And for a linebacker, that's really the key. He's able to run through the block of right tackle Rob Petitti and get to the ball carrier on the other side of the line of scrimmage. When you talk about the great linebackers, and I'm not suggesting that Will Witherspoon is a great linebacker, but when you talk about those types of players, they're always playing downhill.
3rd down and 16. Now they roll Bledsoe out to his left. He's got nowhere to go. And it's 4th down. He's rolled to his right, to his right, to his right. Now they tried to take him out to his left, and John Fox pats him on the backside and says, thanks for not throwing it. It's 4th down, and here comes a punt.
You know what? And in my opinion, that's a good possession right there for the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes you get it in your mind that you have to go down and score points, but you know, this drive began on the 22-yard line for them to put together a few good 1st downs, recreate field position, and now let their defense go play.
Matt McBriar hits a ugly one, but it takes a good Cowboy bounce, and it was first touched out at about the 16-yard line. That's where they mark it. Carolina will have it. They lead by 3 with 3.5 to play in the 1st half.
It's for New York to find the perfect host for our New Year's Eve celebration.
That's me, of course. Who are you expecting?
New Year's Eve live with host Regis Philbin, starting at 11 1 week from tonight on Fox.
Look at this. It's all mine.
Thank you, Regis. 13-10. Carolina is leading with 3.5 to play before the end of the 1st half. And the Panthers have the football. See big number 68, Mike Wall. Their left guard, former Packer, is headed to his first Pro Bowl. 5-year, $25 million deal, and he's been worth every penny. And Deshaun Foster runs right through the hole he created, picked up 6.
You talk about Mike Wall going to the Pro Bowl for the first time. Jake Delhomme also got voted in for the very first time. In fact, has never even been to Hawaii. This will be his first trip over to Hawaii, and that's always a great honor. And I know he's looking forward to it, and as is all the other players that got selected. And of course, Steve Smith, he's the other one on the offensive side of the ball that's going to be going over to Hawaii representing the NFC, and that didn't come as a surprise to anybody.
2nd down and 4, and they toss it. Foster, and he is hit with a perfect form tackle from Keith Davis, but a 1st down. Davis, who was bothered by a hit last week, injured his left shoulder, was there, and he didn't back down from this at all.
No, in fact, Bill Parcells, he refers to Keith Davis as a cannonball. I mean, and sometimes that gets him in trouble in coverage because he's always so quick to want to come up and hit somebody. But in the run game, when you've got a guy like that, that's a real asset for your defense.
Approaching the 2-minute warning. DeLome keeps it, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Aaron Glenn looks to the heavens and says, "Are you kidding me?"
You know, again, and here's the reason, Joe, is they continue to put Terrence Newman over Steve Smith with safety help. And here's the safety here. And so they don't want to try to force anything into Steve Smith. And so then the weakness is trying to get the ball down the middle. Now, if you're going to get the ball down the middle and you've got a defender trailing, you've got to put a little bit of air under it. And that was an opportunity for an interception for Dallas.
That is some Christmas Eve angst on the part of Aaron Glenn, who has 4 interceptions this season. 2nd and 10. DeLome just got away with one. To the sideline and incomplete for Carter. Hit by Jock Reeves, who's getting better and better. Second-year player out of Purdue, and he was there defending and made the hit just in case Drew Carter thought about coming down with his ball.
Yeah, and Jock Reeves, he's playing because of the injury to Anthony Henry, who did not make the trip. Jake Delhomme a little late on that throw. If he's able to get it down, then Drew Carter's able to run through the ball on his way to the sideline.
It's 3rd down and 10. 2:04 left. Play action. Delhomme under pressure underneath. Hits Goings, and Nick Goings still going. 1st down. Got out of the tackle of Aaron Glenn and gets a big 1st down for Carolina. Glenn had him, couldn't bring him down, and Carolina at the 2-minute warning gets a big 1st down. Glenn had him by the ankle, but Nick kept on rolling. 19-yard catch and run. 13-10 at the 2-minute warning.
This Fox NFL special is sponsored by UPA.
For JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy, we'll have all the scores and highlights from around the NFL. Talk about that playoff picture. Plus the ticker will keep you updated with up to the second stats. 1st down with 1:50 left in this 1st half. Carolina 2 timeouts left. All day for Delhomme and Hoover downfield. 1st down Carolina just outside the Dallas 40.
You know, you take a look at the last play with Steve Smith. He's running. They put him in motion in order to try to avoid the jam. As you can see, 2 guys still are with him. But look at what he does at the end of that play to free Hoover. Or excuse me, Nick Goings. That's when he puts a big hit on Brady James. And Steve Smith, he's just one of the more complete receivers in this game.
Atlanta and Tampa Bay tied at 14. That ball is out. They're ruling it a fumble, and the Dallas Cowboys have it. Knocked out by DeMarcus Ware. And Ware has had an all-world 1st half. The rookie has played brilliantly here in the 1st half in Carolina.
Well, he certainly has, Joe. I mean, Julius Jones and DeMarcus Ware, guys that have been struggling, now step up in one of the biggest games for the Dallas Cowboys, and that ball was out. Jake Delhomme trying to make the throw, and the question becomes, is his arm moving forward with the ball in his hand? And in my opinion, it did not, and this is going to be under booth review.
Well, right now Carolina's taking a timeout to give the booth another chance to think about it, but from the word we're getting, they are not going to review that play. But we've seen this happen a few times already this season where teams will call a timeout, just to see if after a couple of more looks the booth will look at it again and say, well, we'll look at it and do a booth review. But that's called the empty hand, and I don't think the ball's in his hand when Delhomme's arm is going forward at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either, Joe. Now, I would argue that with a play like this, when it is under booth review, that it's the booth that has to determine whether or not the play actually gets reviewed, that they have to review a play of this magnitude. I mean, you're talking about giving the ball back to the Cowboys at midfield right before the end of the 1st half. I don't know how you don't at least take a look at it to be sure, even though when it happened and the right call was made.
DeLome was pleading for a review. There is no review. 1:10 left in the half, and Dallas with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. So they can hand off if they wish, and they do to Jones. Julius picks up only 2.
Dallas now, they're going into their no-huddle mode and trying to come away with some points of their own, at least an opportunity to maybe tie this ball game up.
Penalty flag on the play. Bledsoe goes down. There was movement from Torrin Tucker, but across from him, one of the defenders for
Offside.
the Panthers.
Defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It was Rucker who came across early. It was Rucker who brought down Bledsoe, but you're going to see some movement by Torrin Tucker as well.
Yeah, he starts leaning back on his heels, and that's what'll happen when you're going up against a pass rusher with the ability of a guy like Mike Rucker and a great pass rusher. One of the reasons why Mike Rucker is such a great pass rusher is those are the things that he's keyed on. As soon as a defense or an offensive tackle starts to move at all, he's firing off the ball.
Well, that's a bad call. And a good break for Dallas. Jones has a first down as he gets it to the 44. And Dallas will spend a timeout. 39 seconds left. And Dallas has 2 timeouts remaining. Well, what a turnaround that was on that call, just because it wiped away a sack. Gave Dallas 2nd and 3, and they end up with a first down. Tomorrow, a big game for the Chicago Bears. Right now, the number 2 seed in the NFC playoff picture. They will be in Green Bay. Christmas Day NFL NFC football for you tomorrow. And again, the playoff. The playoff.
Playoffs?
Thanks. The picture, Dallas at 10 and 4. The Giants, they're losing.
Sometimes you got to wake them up down there, Joe.
Come on, Jim. Tampa Bay.
It's like a comedian waiting for the rim shot, you know.
Pass is complete. That's Keyshawn Johnson. And Johnson makes a move out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The Cowboys are well within Cundiff's range for a field goal. And now they have loftier ambitions trying to take their first lead of the day.
Boy, we've seen some bad tackling. We've seen it both from the Dallas Cowboys when they were trying to tackle Goings. And now we see it from Ken Lucas. If you're going to be one-on-one, you've got to drive through the receiver. And he was unable to do that. And so Keyshawn now was able to pick up extra yards and immediately put his team in field goal range.
33 seconds left. 2 timeouts left for Dallas. Pressure from Peppers. And Peppers eventually brings down Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe got it back to the line of scrimmage, but he's hanging on to the ball forever.
Well, that's a problem. I thought the offensive line there did a good job. In fact, last week I thought they did a good job at times as well. They block him down low, Peppers, and you've got to know when you've got a back on Julius Peppers, you're not going to be afforded a lot of time to try to survey the field and find an open receiver. He's got plenty of time to get the ball out. Now, once you don't find anybody, you've either got to throw it away or you've got to start trying to make a move and pick up some yards with your feet. You know, that's something that has plagued Drew Bledsoe throughout his career, hanging on to the ball. Now, it's a risk-reward type style. When he is able to hold on to it and allow his receivers to get down the field, they've been able to get some big plays. But when you get a sack in this situation, it certainly hurts when you're trying to at least stay in a position for a field goal.
They have awarded Peppers a sack. It's his 2nd of the day. And Parcells is livid. He wants more time left on the clock, I believe. You saw Bledsoe finally become aware that he needed to call a timeout on his way back after that play in the tackle. But I'm sure Parcells is saying, I'm calling timeout from the sideline, which he can do. And there were precious seconds lost on the clock.
Parcells felt that he had called timeout with 31 seconds on the clock, which certainly is very important when you're talking about 2nd and down. And if you've got 31 seconds, that completely changes your approach as an offensive play caller.
Dallas has only 1 timeout left. It's 2nd and 10, 19 seconds on the clock. Bledsoe underneath. Keyshawn Johnson's got to get out of bounds. He does inside the 20. And they throw a flag at the end of the play. It's a face mask. It's a face mask against Carolina. And that will be enough for a first down.
Grasping the face mask. Defense. Number 27. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So now with 12 seconds left, the ball will be inside the 15, and Dallas gets to keep a timeout.
Well, Bledsoe's able to get the ball to Keyshawn Johnson, and it's Marlon McCree. Actually, it was Gamble. They called it on Marlon McCree, the safety, but it was actually Chris Gamble who came up and had the face mask. So now you've got the missed tackle by Ken Lucas, which allowed Dallas to get more yards. Then you come back and you get the face mask by Chris Gamble that tacked on extra yardage too.
Crowd tries to get back in it. 12 seconds on the clock. Bledsoe under pressure throws it away. Now there are 7 seconds remaining, and Bill Parcells is going to bring his field goal unit onto the field. This is earlier. He's talking about when he called the timeout. He's saying with 31 seconds left, and that's so valuable now because even though it's only second down with 7 seconds left on the clock, they are not going to chance something bad happening on a long play and running out of time with a chance to tie it here at the end of the half.
Yeah, because of the time that was taken off the clock, Dallas was then forced on that last play to try to take a shot into the end zone. Certainly Carolina knew that, so they're playing soft. Bledsoe had to throw it away. Now, if you had been able to add 12 seconds to the clock, now all of a sudden you're not having to throw the ball into the end zone. Plus, you know, with the timeout, so no question whether or not Bill got the timeout or called it when he says that he did, but not having that time on the clock certainly impacted how things happened here at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that he would have called it with 31 seconds left, because when they granted the timeout there were 19 seconds. That would have meant that there were 12 seconds taken off the clock by the time they gave Bledsoe the timeout. That's a little hard to believe. Here's a 32-yard try from Cundiff. No good. Cundiff's troubles continue. The turnover forced by the rookie DeMarcus Ware, setting up that chance. And after watching last weekend Keyshawn Johnson screaming at Cundiff in Washington, here's Cundiff hitting a knuckleball and missing from 32 yards out, and it's still Carolina up by 3.
You know, take a look and just see whether or not the snap was very good, and what about the hold. Snap's perfect, holds down, laces away, and he just yanked it. You know, I thought maybe he slipped with his plant foot, but that didn't appear to be the case either.
You know, I think the ball might have been tipped right in the interior part of the line. It might have been Julius Peppers, his right hand. You see the left hand higher than the right, but I believe Peppers got his right hand on that kick. Let's watch again. Peppers in the middle of the defensive line. Look at his right hand. Off his fingertips. Kick no good. Carolina leads by 3 at the half. The Visa halftime show coming up after this from your local Fox station.
This week on America's #1 pregame show, the guys give their perspective on Brett Favre's legendary career. Then, Urlacher leads the Bears, punishing
81 ramp Castle Rock, and on I-70 in Wheat Ridge. Exit Kipling, exit Ward, but exit the giant Medved Autoplex.
During the holidays at Louisa Graff Diamonds and Jewelers, we love to do the giving. That's why we celebrate with Holiday Dollars. For every $600 you purchase, we'll give you a $100 Holiday Dollar gift certificate free, up to $1,000 that you can apply towards your next purchase. So you can buy the diamond of your choice and set it into the mounting of your dreams, or use it for the earrings that match the pendant. Any way you want, the Holiday Dollars will give you extra purchasing power and help you be her favorite Santa. Louisa Graff Diamonds and Jewelers, always serving you with love.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at Fox 21.
The Visa Halftime Report is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. With Visa's multiple layers of security, you're protected.
All right, as we welcome you to the Visa Halftime, Dallas looking to try to hang in there in terms of postseason hopes right now. Bill Parcells leading the charge.
All right, hoping his Cowboys can match the intensity that this football game's going to have there right off the bat. You see it. Delhomme pump fake to the left to move the safety out of the middle. Goes back to the post route to Carter. 32-yard touchdown pass, 10-0. Panthers over the Cowboys. Spread them out, run the draw. We saw the Cowboys do this against Kansas City. 8-yard run by Julius Jones, and it's 13-10. A heck of a ball game in Charlotte. Panthers over the Cowboys at the half. Tiki Barber, Rondé Barber, his identical twin. Rondé better looking than Tiki. Mark Brunell back, does not see Chase Blackburn, the linebacker. The Giant linebacker takes it back 31 yards for an interception return for a TD, 10-7 Giant. But back come the Skins. Santana Moss on a beautiful adjustment from Mark Brunell, a 59-yard strike, 14-10 Redskins. And then Clinton Portis out of the eye, fake the run, pull everyone up, lob it. There's your H-back, Chris Cooley. 4 touchdown receptions in the last 2 games, and it's 21-10 until this play. Back goes Eli, looking left, turns, fires to Plaxico Burress. He can't hang on to it, but in the back of the end zone, there's Amani Toomer. Play was reviewed. Touchdown, 25-yarder, 21-17. Redskins over the visiting Giants. Tampa Bay loves the Dungies, absolutely. All our love and prayers go out to the Dungies who lost their son this week. Back to this game, Tampa Bay hosting Atlanta. Touchdown pass from Victor Griffith is 7-0. Chris Sims, the other left in this game, a 9-yard strike to Jamil Cook in the flat, 7-all, and then second quarter, a little movement outside goes Sims, finds Mike Allstott. Excellent job by Allstott of getting airborne. 14-7. It is Tampa Bay. Then Vic back, throws a little shake route. Shake routes where the receiver comes in, sees coverage, slides back out. There it is. Michael Jenkins, nice job. 14-all, Falcons and the Buccaneers at the half. Santa Claus is in the house. How you doing, Santa? Don't you need to kind of be somewhere getting things ready? All right, Michael Hicks, he got it ready. Takes the draw, bounces off left tackle, sprints back to the right, takes it 73 yards to the house. 7-0, 49ers over the Rams. Second quarter, Jamie Martin looking left. In for Kirkpatrick, the youngster out of Harvard. Jamie Martin to Torrey Holt. Nice job of moving the safety again. And it's a 40-yard touchdown. 2014, it is St. Louis over the visiting 49ers. Detroit at New Orleans. Joey Harrington, rough season for Joey. Nobody will play catch with him, so he bounces it off the turf and plays catch with himself. Aaron Stecker fumbles, and then Sean Rogers. Everybody get on my back. Watch this, folks. This is a 20-yard touchdown. Nice, beautiful job, actually. How about that? That's all I can say. It's all I got to say about that.
I love the way you just said it.
I didn't know what else to say.
You said it all. Kansas City, Chiefs know that if they lose, they're out from the playoffs. You say it all. On top of the Chargers, 20-7. KC hasn't lost a December home game since 1996. Cincinnati has already locked up the first division title in 15 years, but trailing Buffalo. Pittsburgh spanking Cleveland. Yes, Scotty, I can use spanking in that sense, right?
Tennessee, wish you wouldn't, but
well, don't use it. Okay, Tennessee. And Miami, as I mentioned there, you got to be all off track here. Dolphins on top, 17-3. I was trying to get to Frank Caliendo's upset pick there as I work with my voice. Howie, Dallas statistically doing well. The only stat that hurt them is a turnover, but they're playing well.
Yeah, turnovers and protection. That's been really a big problem for them over the last 3 or 4 weeks in particular. Surprised at how well they've come out and played and how much energy, particularly Julius Jones. Where has Julius Jones been? Maybe he heard the pregame show. Maybe they heard Terry Bradshaw ripping everyone in Dallas. Maybe they saw you taking your ring off in the pregame.
Everyone in Dallas. That covers a lot.
79 yards rushing. Drew Bledsoe sacked 3 times this ball game. They're having a very difficult time protecting him. They're trying to roll him out. The problem is when he rolls out and starts going on the move, he's very inaccurate.
Who'd they block Peppers with the one time?
They tried Julius Jones blocking Peppers. Unbelievable protection.
By the way, Atlanta kicked the field goal on top of Tampa Bay, 17-14 now with just a couple seconds left. Zip it. Couple seconds. Back to your second half.
Sorry.
Right after this.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
If you're not happy with some of your Christmas gifts,
Smashing voids my warranty. Have a good life.
let Fox Sunday give you what you really want.
I brought these gifts for you. They're up in my bum.
The Simpsons at a special time.
I love my Tinklies.
Followed by the gift that keeps on giving, Family Guy. And King of the Hill.
That's right. And you better stay down.
It all starts at 8:30, 7:30 Central tomorrow only on Fox.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
What happens when 6 of the world's most famous skaters are paired with 6 untrained celebrities?
Let's go for it.
January 18th, skaters including Nancy Kerrigan, Kurt Browning, and Ty Babylonia will team up with celebrities Deborah Gibson, Todd Bridges, Full House's Dave Coulier, and more. Live in front of an audience with Scott Hamilton and Dorothy Hamill.
I was working on spins. The next thing you know, I was bleeding.
Skating with Celebrities, Wednesday, January 18th on Fox.
I do not like that Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
Falcons linebacker Keith Brooking can read an offense like nobody's business.
Would you like them here or there?
But even Keith can't tackle children's literacy in every community in America.
Welcome you back. The second half about to get underway. The Cowboys will start this half with the ball, and I know one thing, that Bill Parcells went into the locker room at halftime and said, fellas, we can win this game. And the Dallas Cowboys have to win this game if they want to stay alive in the playoff chase.
Yeah, that's what's got to happen. And I think if you look at what they've been able to do here in this first half, you've got to be pretty pleased. I mean, it's been a long time. We talked about what Carolina's been able to do defensively. It's been a long time when we've seen a team go through this defense the way that Dallas has. And, you know, when you look at the second half, okay, what's got to happen? You know, obviously whoever turns the ball over is going to have some problems. But more importantly, when you get down into the red zone, you've got to be able to come away with points, and that's something Dallas failed to do with the missed Billy Cundiff field goal there before the end of the half.
For the latest in fantasy stats, log on to foxsports.com. On the other side, you've got Carolina jumped out to that 10-0 lead. Dallas came back. The Carolina Panthers are 30 minutes away off the scoreboard clock from assuring themselves a spot in the playoffs. And on the other side, if they can get a win and Tampa Bay loses today for the second time in the last 3 years, they will win the NFC South. Good return by Thompson of 31 yards. And let's check in with Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, Bill Parcells laments a couple of things from his teams. The plays that got away, the plays they failed to make, the fumble and the missed field goal. He said we should be winning this game, but since we're not, we're about to see what we are made of. As for the Carolina Panthers, John Fox is preaching one thing for the second half: consistency on both sides of the ball. Back to you.
All right, Pam, thank you. From their own 36, that's where the Cowboys begin. Down by 3. They fake the toss, then eventually get it into the arms of Julius Jones. Kind of an odd-looking play with what Bledsoe is doing, trying to pitch it, and a loss of 1 on that play.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I'm not sure what Dallas was trying to accomplish on that play. As you said, it looked like initially it was going to be a fake toss, and then Bledsoe realized that there wasn't anything else he could go do with the ball, and he went back and pitched it anyway.
Second down and 11. And pressure. Bledsoe lost the ball, and the Carolina Panthers fighting for it at the bottom of the pile, but Dallas keeps it. Terry McCauley indicates that Dallas keeps it, and a problem with the center quarterback exchange. A ton of pressure by Buckner on that play.
Well, you think back to last week against Washington, the first possession of the second half, they fumbled. And now all of a sudden, the first possession of this half, and they don't get the quarterback center exchange. And the Cowboys were fortunate just to get back on it.
Brings up 3rd down and 12. Hand off to Julius Jones. Witherspoon on the stop. And it's 4th down.
And what we've seen both from Bill Parcells as well as John Fox and Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator.
He tapped at the 24, but McBriar had a bad week last weekend against the Redskins. Not very good today. A 39-yard punt. Panthers have the football in a 3-point lead.
There's an exciting new sound in travel. Download Ding at Southwest.com to get special offers as low as $34. Ding always has low fares, but these are only available if you download and purchase.
Smith still with only 1 catch, and Deshaun Foster is knocked down by Marcus Spears. A gain of 3. First touchdown for Carolina. In the arms of Drew Carter. First of his young NFL career. Julius Jones banged it in for Dallas. And Julius Peppers got his right hand on that field goal attempt by Billy Cundiff. And immediately Bill Parcells was asking if that was blocked, and it was. Handoff is to Foster. Foster picks up 5, a couple yards short of a first down.
You know, I'll tell you what, Joe, coming into this game, this Carolina offense had really been struggling running the football, you know, as it relates to what they've done all season long. Now, coming off of their win last week against the Saints, that was their most productive day running the football. But, you know, they only averaged coming in 3.2 yards per carry, which is the 2nd worst in the National Football League, and they're worse than that today. You know, I know as far as trying to take a lot of the pressure off of Jake Delhomme, they've got to be able to run the football better than what they've had, because they've not gotten anything out of it here today.
3rd down and 2, and they're going to throw it. Pass is broken up. Davis got in front of Ricky Prohl.
You know, I think a part of the reason when you're talking about 3rd and 2, and they're throwing the ball 15 yards down the field, a lot of it goes back to what I said just a moment ago. There's not a lot of confidence right now that Deshaun Foster and this offensive line is going to be able to create some of the running lanes in order to pick up a 3rd and short.
4th punt of the day for Jason Baker. Snap a little high. Baker hits it. Newman from inside the 30. Got to the 30 and then knocked down by Chris Draft, the former Atlanta Falcon. Bill Parcells wondered during the week if his young team was mature enough to win a big game at Carolina. They get it back, down by 3.
Hey, we got a new mascot?
This holiday season, there's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 1-877-NFL-SHOP for a free team catalog or log on to NFLShop.com.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together.
This Fox This NFL special is sponsored by Hummer. Check out the new H3. Hummer, like nothing else.
From their own 29, down by 3. Play action, Bledsoe. Good tackle by Witherspoon. How many times have we said his name? As Polite, the fullback, made the catch. We are in Charlotte, nearby the headquarters of Hall of Fame Racing, co-owned by Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. Their DLP HD TV number 96 car will be co-driven by Terry Labonte and Tony Raines in the 2006 NASCAR season.
You gonna come to some of the races with me?
No.
96, baby.
On 2nd down and 9, Julius Jones right through the middle of this Carolina defense. Gets 15 yards and a first down for Dallas.
Tell you what, you got to be pretty impressed with the job that Julius Jones is having today. And his first game over 100 yards rushing and a pretty good hole there in the inside. And that's right over Andre Gerard at right guard. And we came into the game talking about the burst that he had shown early, and he's got it again here in the second half.
He's also got his first 100-yard day on the ground. That was the rookie Thomas Davis coming up to make the hit. Julius Jones picks up 2. So coming into this game, Marion Barber was the only back that had gone over 100 on the year. Now Julius Jones has done it. He's up to 106.
You know, this offensive line, when things are not going well, and certainly they've been heavily criticized, and you know, we talked about Marco Rivera not being in, and yet for them to come into this game against this opponent defensively in Carolina and be able to run the football in which they have, that's pretty impressive.
2nd down and 8. Julius Jones. Will Witherspoon again with help from Gamble, and it's 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long for Dallas.
You know, Larry Allen, a 12-year veteran, he's the left guard, and he's going to pull. And one of the things that linebackers, when they know that he's coming up on them, they just want to dodge and miss him. And so you saw Witherspoon, who showed him the shoulder and then was able to come underneath that block and still make the play, because if Larry Allen gets his body on you, it's over.
Witherspoon with 6 tackles on the day. He made that last one. It's 3rd and 8. Out of the shotgun, Peppers coming off the edge, and the pass incomplete, and a flag comes in from the referee.
Holding, offense, number 77. Penalties decline, 4th down.
That's Torrin Tucker, and it is 4th down. To answer your question honestly, absolutely I'll come to some races this year, and I'm more excited about that DLP technology from Texas Instruments than I am the 96 car. The 96 car is great, but when my TV looks great, then that's affecting me.
We'll get you a DLP big screen. I've got one. You'd love it. We'll get everybody one.
Yeah, 8:44 left in this 3rd quarter, and McBriar hits the punt of his life all the way into the end zone. So McBriar has needed a disguise when he's headed back over to the bench the last couple of punts. Hits one for 53 yards.
Okay, when we're all done, I'm calling Mom, Mom calls Glenn, Glenn calls Kim.
I'm calling him.
Glenn calls Kim.
Who's calling me?
I'm calling you.
And I'm calling him.
Exactly. Good.
Wait.
What?
We don't have cell phones. I don't have a cell phone.
Actually, I don't have a cell phone either.
Stop by Verizon Wireless with your family and pick up this amazing LG camera phone with flash and speakerphone and get a 2nd camera phone free. 2 great phones for 1 great price. Call us, visit us online, or come to a Verizon Wireless communications store.
Everyone know who they're calling?
No.
Great.
Verizon Wireless.
Back to work, up by 3, 8.5 to go, 3rd quarter.
I'll tell you what, Joe, that wind will not affect Jake Delhomme. I've seen him throw, and he's got one of the strongest arms in the league. Not a lot of people know that.
Handoff here is to Foster. And Deshaun gets it up to the 24, picked up 4. And we watch the Davises. 1 for Dallas, 1 for Carolina. Keith and Thomas getting into it at the end of that punt. Steve Smith wanted to get in on the fun. Roy Williams made Steve think better of it. Happy holiday. 2nd and 6. Flea flicker. Here's your big arm down the middle, and the pass incomplete. Good coverage on Steve Smith. It was Terrence Newman who's been busy and in the pocket of Smith since this day began down there for Dallas.
Well, he's been in his pocket, but he's also been consistently getting safety help. I mean, every single play, whether it's a running down or a passing down, Dallas has had 2 defenders. Now they try to go with the flea flicker and hopefully open up Steve Smith, but ball's a little bit late on the throw, and quite honestly, not a lot of room there to get the ball in.
Now Nick Goings is the tailback. There's Smith at the bottom of your screen. Delhomme on 3rd down, going for Carter, and it's broken up. Covered downfield by Jock Reeves. Reeves, who has taken the place.
Number 76. Penalties decline. 4th down.
There was a hold back at the front end of the play, but on the back end, it's Reeves making the play, playing in place of the injured Anthony Henry.
Well, I thought earlier that Drew Carter did a good job of going up for the football. Here, you can't leave your arms down when you've got a height advantage on somebody. If you leave your feet and go up and catch the ball at the highest point, that's one that Drew Carter brings in. Now, he hasn't played a lot of football. That's something he'll learn.
Fair catch called for by Newman, and he muffs it. Penalty flag is down on the play, and Dallas still has the football.
Well, the official got in there right away and decided that it was Dallas Cowboys ball because, again, if you let these 2 players go at
During the kick,
the bottom of the pile.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 88. 10-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
I guess that penalty was called on Michael Irvin, number 88. From the studio. I think that was 38. Lynn Scott. Another special teams penalty on Dallas.
Where you'll find all kinds of great deals on great Dell desktops, like this awesome Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Celeron D processor for only $499 after mail-in rebate. Right now, get a free flat panel monitor from the world's #1 source for flat panels, and free shipping. Go online to get other Dell desktops starting at $299 after mail-in rebate. It's more than an amazing deal, it's a Dell.
This Fox NFL special is sponsored by Cadillac. Introducing the new 2006 DTS, Cadillac Breakthrough. By Bud Light, refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. By Lowe's, where improving home improvement never ends. And by State Farm, great service, great rates. That's why 40 million drivers trust State Farm.
Right on cue. They haul it down. That might be our first ever.
I think you're right.
They plant those on Monday Night Football. That might be a legitimate one. On 1st down, a toss to Julius Jones running left, and Jones picks up 4. Penalty flag comes in at the end of that play. And by the way, we'll get the call from McCauley during the break after the muffed punt.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 79, blow to the head. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Rob Petiti, who's guilty of the blow to the head. During the break, the official, Terry McCauley, got on the mic and clarified. They forgot who was on offense and who was on defense, so while they called an illegal block in the back, as you look at this one at the top of the screen, that little shove to the face of Chris Gamble got the flag, a big 15-yard penalty. Didn't look like there was much there. They picked up the flag on the punt return. But they don't pick that one up, and it's marked back at the 26. On 1st down, a handoff to Julius Jones, and he's out to the 29-yard line. So on the punt, just to clarify, because it was something we talked about going to break, they called the block in the back, but they called it on the defense. So they picked it up. The drive started pretty good field position at the 38 after the 15-yard penalty. Then the run by Julius Jones. It's at the 29-yard line. 2nd down and 22. Dropped off on a screen to Julius Jones. We haven't seen that much today, and Jones is wrestled out of bounds by Marlon McCree after he picked up 13 yards.
Well, again, that's just another way for Dallas to try to neutralize this pass rush of the Carolina Panthers. And, you know, here you are at 2nd and long, go with a screen play, and it was set up very, very well. You've got 3 blockers out in front. You got Larry Allen, and then Andre Girard comes in late. Al Johnson doing a good job kicking out. And now all of a sudden you go from 2nd and long to 3rd and a manageable distance.
3rd and 5. Penalty flags before the snap. And it's a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Torrin Tucker again.
You know, and that's the part that's just so frustrating, and that's what makes it very difficult for a play caller. Whether you're Bill Parcells or Sean Payton, the offensive coordinator, that all of a sudden you have a good play and you get yourself in a manageable position. There's a lot of plays that you can call from when you're talking about 3rd and 5. That list gets very small when it's 3rd and 10.
Atlanta is leading at Tampa Bay by 3. The Carolina Panthers keeping an eye on that score. It's 3rd down and 10. Bledsoe throws for Keyshawn Johnson, 1st down. Out of bounds at the 43 of Carolina. That's his first 20-yard reception in 8 games.
You know, they're helping out with Julius Peppers here on the offensive right side. They keep Dan Campbell in, and him along with Rob Petitti neutralize him. Now on the other side, it's surprising to me that Ken Lucas, who is covering Keyshawn Johnson, is threatened by Keyshawn Johnson going by him. You see Ken Lucas continuing to back up and give him cushion, where Keyshawn Johnson, it's been a long time since he's run by somebody.
Handoff is to Julius Jones. Jones looking for the end zone. Dives. Touchdown. The Dallas Cowboys have their first lead of the day in a game that they desperately need here in the second to last weekend of the regular season.
And Joe, I think you could hear a lot of those offensive players when they were congratulating him at the end of that play, saying you're back, because nobody's wanted this guy to get back involved in this offense more than his teammates have, and what a time to do it. A great hold by the offensive line and good explosion by Julius Jones.
A 43-yard touchdown run. Cundiff makes it a 4-point game. 2 rushing touchdowns today for Julius Jones. Dallas running backs had gone since November 20th since they had run one in. Bledsoe applauding, and so are Dallas fans. The Cowboys lead by 4.
Ted Ferguson, Bud Light Daredevil. Today for a Bud Light, I'll attempt my most difficult stunt so far. I will stay 2 full minutes past 5 on a Friday.
Hey, Ted.
See you, Janice. Hey, time! Oh. Get him up. Ted, get out. Ted, can you hear me?
I need a Bud Light.
Don't you give up on me, Ted.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Put that on my review. Oh, yeah.
Soda One Partners.
McPhee and Associates. King Brokers. Hi.
Now with free incoming plans from Sprint Business, it's easier to say yes when customers call. And with our buy one, get one free deal, you and your company can say yes. Sprint Business gives you free incoming calls from all phones, all networks, all the time. So you can make just about any place a workplace. Call 877-63-SPRINT or visit a Sprint or Nextel store today. Sprint Business. Yes, you can.
The clock is ticking down to the biggest television event of the new year. No! Starting Sunday, January 15th.
Who are you?
Someone who's not supposed to still be alive.
2 nights.
I am the First Lady.
I want this handled.
I had the proof.
4 hours.
My son is in there.
I am so sorry that I got you involved in this.
Do you know he still loves you?
And the first 10 minutes.
Get help!
will change everything. 24, the two-night premiere event, begins Sunday, January 15th on Fox.
Julius Jones has had a breakthrough day here on Christmas Eve. 61-yard drive capped by the 43-yard touchdown run by Julius Jones, his second rushing touchdown of the day. The offensive line has protected Drew Bledsoe well enough and opened up some running lanes for Julius Jones. The Cowboys have their first lead. Robertson. Out to the 28. Back to the touchdown run by Julius Jones as another fight breaks out on the field after that kickoff return.
But it's a good job up front of getting some push. We saw Al Johnson, the center, collapse the pocket interior-wise. That gave Julius Jones some room to run. And Keyshawn Johnson, who also had a key reception on that drive. I tell you, this Dallas team offensively is where they've had most of their problems. If they're able to get Julius Jones going and he can continue to run the football the way he is today, this team, if they are able to get into the playoffs, could pose some problems.
4:44 left in the third quarter. Carolina playing from behind for the first time today. Pass is to the tight end Mangum. Stays in bounds and gets into Dallas territory. Knocked out by Brady James after a catch and run of 24 yards.
Yeah, and Jake Delhomme, he was trying to go down the field to Drew Carter. Again, this is the speed guy, and he runs right by Roy Williams, but there was enough there with Aaron Glenn that Delhomme did not take a chance. Now he comes underneath to Chris Mangum, and so many times you think that these receivers are just going to run out of bounds. Brady James thought that he could just knock him out. Mangum makes him miss and is able to get more yardage.
Handoff is to Deshaun Foster down inside the 45, very close to the 43, picked up 4. Greg Ellis on the tackle. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
It's interesting as you look at Carolina offensively and how they're trying to move the football. Of course, they're trying to run the ball, which is what they always do. They're not running it particularly well, which is not a real big surprise. But then in the past, they've been able to at least come to Steve Smith and get him going. Well, today, he's got the one reception when he ran that in route. But since then, they've gone to him a couple more times. They've just been unable to free him up because of the coverage by Dallas.
Panthers just get it away, and the pass is to Colbert. Lost the football, incomplete. Incomplete pass. Colbert did not secure it. Eventually lost it, and it's 3rd and 6.
And right now, Steve Smith is starting to get frustrated. He comes to the inside to try to get away from the double teams. He's running a crossing route. Nobody picked him up. And had Delhomme have seen it and got the ball into his hands, he could have got some good yardage. And as you can tell, Steve Smith is not accustomed to being this late in the ball game, not having had more opportunities.
Came in with 93 catches. He has 1 today. Delhomme has it knocked out of his hand. It's Ware again. Smith gets the football. Smith with room to run. Newman wrestles him down short of a first down. That's one way to get the ball in Steve Smith's hands. And now a flag comes down on the sideline. Cowboys are indicating it's against Steve Smith for his reaction at the end of that play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 89. Number 89 is ejected.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. The down counts. 4th down.
It's 4th down. It's a punt coming from Carolina, but the bigger part of it, Steve Smith has been ejected.
Yeah, and what exactly did he do? I mean, normally here's where you would fall on the ball. Steve Smith, the ball comes right into his hands, and he's able to pick it up. A good job by him. It looked like he may have an opportunity to pick up the first down, but look at the end of the play and see what exactly happened that caused him to get thrown out.
Well, it obviously happened after that. We've got to cover the punt. And if we can get back to that replay, there was a reaction along the sideline. He went up to the line judge, and by grabbing him around the waist and saying something.
I tell you, I don't agree with that. Now, you're not supposed to grab an official, but he's not grabbing him in a very violent way. He's just trying to get his attention.
The question is, what did he say? And according to that official, it was violent enough. The punt ends up in the end zone. So Steve Smith has been ejected. That's the headline at the end of that last drive by Carolina. 2 minutes 51 seconds left in this third quarter. First of all, the tackle by Newman, and then it looked like there might have been a little extra leg from Roy Williams at the end of the play right there. Smith gets up, grabs the official, and the instant he put his hands on the official, out goes Steve Smith.
I don't agree with the call, Joe. I mean, obviously I don't know what was said, but I don't think you kick Steve Smith out of the game based on what we just saw.
Handoff is to Julius Jones. He is out to the 26, and the officiating tape that we get, they have made it perfectly clear that you do not intentionally go lay your hands on an official, and they just won't put up with it. I can understand why, with the game being as violent as it is, being down there with some guy padded up as much as these guys are coming at you.
I say throw a flag, but I wouldn't kick a guy like him out of the game.
2nd down and 4. Julius Jones adding to his big day out to the 30. He's going to be about a half yard short of a first down.
I think right now for this Carolina defense, it's really time for them to be able to step up. You know, they've given up a lot of yards to this Dallas Cowboys offense. Now all of a sudden you have your best player offensively just get ejected from the ball game. It's paramount that they're able to stop Dallas on this drive, give the ball back to their offense, and not have the Carolina Panthers down anymore.
Bledsoe took it, but it's going to be another false start against Dallas.
False start, offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
This time they get the rookie right tackle, Rob Petitti.
Yeah, Rob Petitti, he's had a tough, I want to say he's had a tough game. Heck, he's had a tough year in a lot of ways, and Bill Parcells had a tough year as well. You know, all you're trying to do is pick up the first down with a quarterback sneak, and you know, in a quarterback sneak, the tackles really aren't even a factor in the play. They don't even have to come out of their stance. And yet he gets called for the false start.
3rd down and 6 now. A blitz. Down goes Bledsoe in the arms of Witherspoon. And there is that defensive stand you were talking about from Carolina.
You know, I'm going to reevaluate this Will Witherspoon. I said I'm not suggesting that he's a great linebacker. Well, I'm saying he is a great linebacker. I've seen him make too many plays here today. He comes right up the middle. Marion Barber can't get to him in time because he timed the snap so well. But we have called his name a lot here today. He's made a lot of big plays in this game.
So now it's McBriar to punt, and it's Campbell waiting deep, and McBriar hits a good punt. Campbell from just inside the 30. Nice tackle made by the rookie Kevin Burnett. 53 seconds left in this third quarter. Petitti's going to go cool off on the bench after that false start. And all of us at Fox Sports, especially our crew, Richie Zients, Artie Kempner, and the rest who are down in the truck today, want to extend their best wishes to Lynn Jeffers, a highly respected and valued member of our NASCAR on Fox family. Lynn is in a tough fight right now, and he's most definitely in our holiday thoughts and prayers. So, Lynn, we're thinking of you as we bring you this game from Charlotte. 53 seconds left in this third quarter. Dallas up by 4. Deshaun Foster out to the 41. Picked up 3. Let's check in with Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, I followed Steve Smith down through the tunnel as he went into the locker room after being ejected. He was obviously very heated. He ended up in front of a television set outside of the locker room, and he listened to Troy's comments, and he agreed with every word. He felt he should not be kicked out. He also said he only touched the ref to get his attention. Back to you.
So there you go. You have a fan in Steve Smith.
Well, if Steve agrees with me, then I'm right?
Yeah. So Steve Smith gets kicked out of the game for grabbing the official. Second down here for Carolina, and Deshaun Foster is out to midfield with another Panther first down. Newman on the tackle. And that's it for the third quarter. Good game. Dallas up by 4. Carolina on the move. Fourth quarter coming up after this from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Monsters. Monsters. And more monsters. Mike Shaw, Pontiac, Buick, GMC. Monster National. January 6th and 7th, World Arena. A great family show at a great family price. Kids 12 and under as low as $6.50. And free pit passes. Only at Mike Shaw, Pontiac, Buick, GMC. Tickets available at all Front Range King Supers, World Arena box office, or ticketswest.com. Monster Truck Nationals. Maybe more than the World Arena can handle.
During the holidays at Louisa Graff Diamonds and Jewelers, we love to do the giving. That's why we celebrate with Holiday Dollars. For every $600 you purchase, we'll give you a $100 Holiday Dollar gift certificate free, up to $1,000 that you can apply towards your next purchase. So you can buy the diamond of your choice and set it into the mounting of your dreams, or use it for the earrings that match the pendant. Any way you want, the Holiday Dollars will give you extra purchasing power and help you be her favorite Santa. Louisa Graff Diamonds and Jewelers, always serving you with love.
On the next Everybody Loves Raymond.
I heard your meatballs.
He's Mr. Heat Miser. He's Mr. Sun. He's Mr. Heat, He's Mr. 101.
Mr. Heat Miser got too hot. And the biggest weapon that not only the Panthers have, but maybe any team has on offense, Steve Smith, has been ejected. It's first down at midfield for Carolina, down by 4. DeLone gonna flip it for Prohl. Good coverage downfield, and Roy Williams picks it off. Interception by Roy Williams, his 3rd of the season, and Williams is slow to get up.
He looks like he's in a great deal of pain right now, and you know, Jake Delhomme, he's been able to make a lot of plays here today, throwing the ball down the field. He's got 190 yards on only 7 completions, but on this one, not a good decision. There are 3 defenders down there on the play, and Roy Williams makes a heck of an athletic catch to intercept that ball. But they're trying to go down the field to Ricky Prohl. And Dallas, even with Steve Smith out of the game, they have continued to play coverage.
Looked like the right ankle of Roy Williams got rolled over a little bit, hobbling around on the sideline as the handoff is to Julius Jones. And Jones will take it out to the 18-yard line, a gain of 4. So they look at the, I believe, right ankle of Roy Williams. That's the left ankle. As they check on him on the sidelines, it's 2nd down and 6. Julius Jones, first down. What a day it's been for Julius Jones. Cowboys and their fans have been waiting for this day since the season began, and Jones up to 174 on the day. Just picked up a first down. Gets it again, making more people miss. Stays on his feet. Another first down.
You know, Joe, this is the type of runner that Dallas fans had grown accustomed to seeing last year and then early this year. Watch the penetration by Carolina, but Julius Jones is able to make them miss and then still find the hole within that defense and pick up some yardage. I think when you talk about the great backs over the history, they always have the ability to make the first guy in the hole miss them. That's something that we saw last year from Julius Jones, and that's certainly something that we're seeing here today.
Now it's Barber getting it and trying out the right side. Peppers on the tackle. Barber got 3. Let's go for a game break and check in with JB.
Hey, Joe Buck. Patrick Ramsey in for the injured Mark Brunell, a knee injury, questionable return. Hooking up with Santana Moss, that remains a constant. 3rd touchdown of the day for Santana Moss. Redskins out in front by a 28-20. 2:55 left in the 3rd. Back to Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, James Brown, 10-4. That's the record the Giants bring with them. Redskins trying to end the season by winning their final 5 games. At 8-6. Peppers rips down Bledsoe. A loss of 15 yards on that sack by Julius Peppers.
You know, you get a little something going offensively, and these are the types of playmakers that Carolina has, and Julius Peppers just goes right by Rob Petitti and slings Bledsoe to the ground, and Bledsoe gets up and just stares right at Rob Petitti, knowing that that was his man. Now that's a tall order for a rookie, and it doesn't matter that it's his 15th game to start. When you're going up against one of the premier pass rushers in Julius Peppers, that's difficult to block him one-on-one. Again, Bill Parcells, Sean Payton, they stay conservative on 3rd and long. They hand to Barber. Barber gets it up to the 30. And Matt McBriar, the beleaguered punter of the Dallas Cowboys, comes back onto the field. And I think the fact, and we've pointed it out throughout this game on 3rd and long, that the Cowboys as well as the Panthers have decided to be conservative in their play call. And right now, Parcells is saying he doesn't think Carolina, without Steve Smith, can go the distance moving the football against his own defense.
McBriar hits it. Pretty good punt. Gamble is waiting for it with Steve Smith out of the game. Gamble. Is knocked down at the 24. That's where they'll mark it. Burnett on the tackle. Julius Peppers doing all he can, working against Rob Petitti.
The Chevy Red Tag event is here. Get low prices this season on most Chevy trucks. Check out the 2006 Chevy Silverado half-ton with better fuel economy than a Ford half-ton. Get a Silverado half-ton 2-wheel drive regular cab work truck for the Red Tag price of under $14,700 after cash back. The Chevy Red Tag event. See red, save green. See your local Chevy dealers.
Got a gaming fan on your list? We've got gifts to make their games come alive.
Here you go. And Green throws. That's caught by Tony Gonzalez. Brought down on the play by Clinton Hart, who's taken the place of Terrence Keel today. The gain to the 32. It's a first down, a pickup of 19 yards.
Oh, that's a 2-for-1 right there. Not only does that give you the first down, it keeps the clock running, and it enters a new part of the equation. Is this inside receiving by Tony Gonzalez.
How about the terrific 3rd down conversions of the Chiefs today?
The reason he's had that kind of conversion is because of the protection he's getting from that offensive line. Gonzalez himself has 3 catches on 3rd down.
Johnson back in. The handoff to Larry Johnson on 1st and 10. Brought down by Igor Olshansky. Gain of 4 to the 37. Let's go to Greg in New York.
Kevin, thank you. Seesaw football game taking place in Cincinnati. Carson Palmer, 27 yards for Chris Henry, right up the sideline. 24-20. Bengals regain the lead. Plenty of time to play in the fourth quarter, guys.
And Palmer has more touchdown passes than any other quarterback this season in the NFL.
That's a dangerous team in Cincinnati Marvin Lewis has put together. They are an extremely confident football team.
Bo Richter and Kinnis in the wideouts. 2nd down and 5. Larry Johnson breaking one tackle. Still on his feet and up to the 47-yard line. Eventually brought down by Foley and by Edwards. A 10-yard run. And another first down for the Chiefs.
Well, if LaDainian Tomlinson's kind of like a greased pig, Larry Johnson's kind of like a greased, I don't know, Volkswagen bug. He just running and running and running. He's over 100 yards now for the 8th straight game, and the first running back to do it against this Chargers defense.
In 17 games, that was the longest active streak in the NFL. Last guy to do it, Cleveland Brown running back Lee Suggs. 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Johnson here is hit by the linebacker Cooper, driven back a couple yards to the 45.
And remember what Larry Johnson's done in the time span he's achieved it. And I know he's been here a few years, but last year he played when Priest Holmes went out, and this year at about the mid-season point when they played San Diego and Holmes went out, he started this streak, 8 straight games with over 100 yards. And there's not a whole lot of, deception to the way Larry Johnson runs. He gets some great blocking up front. He runs hard, and if he has to hit you, he's going to hit you hard.
2 tight ends, defensive starters in there for San Diego. 2nd down and 12. And that's caught by Eddie Kennison, who's had a drop or 2 today. Brought down by Drayton Florence. It's a 10-yard pickup. He's down to the 45 to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Hey, Kevin, those Pittsburgh Steelers are playing like they're playoff bound. Ron Haynes, 15 yards and a touchdown. This stretches the Steelers' lead to 34-0 over the Cleveland Browns. 11:40 to play in the fourth.
And Haynes was trying to become the first 1,000-yard rusher for the Steelers since Bettis in 01. They're down in 2. That's a run for Larry Johnson. Did I say Haynes? I meant Parker. Excuse me. Gain of 3 on the play. That's Larry Johnson running, and the ball is down at the 42-yard line.
And as good as this running game is here in Kansas City, it's really the standard has been set by that Pittsburgh Steelers offense you just saw in that last update from New York. I mean, Russ Grimm, their offensive line coach, and that Steelers offense really embodies the personality of that football team. And in order for Kansas City to get what it really wants this year, that offensive line has to take this game over and the next game, and hopefully there's a game after that.
Chiefs on top 20-7 over San Diego at the end of 3. You're watching the NFL on CBS, America's #1 network.
Jenna Elfman joins our Monday night lineup. Good thing it's our comedy lineup. Courting Alex premieres January 23rd.
Happy holidays from all of us at CBS.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Bledsoe. I'm proud to join the 11 News Storm team. Southern Colorado weather is challenging, but I look forward to telling you the most news. You'll get the precise picture of how the weather's changing where you live and work. And thanks to Microcast, you'll be ready when it's time to plan your day.
Chief Meteorologist Brian Bledsoe, the newest member of the 11 News Storm team.
Hey everybody, I'm Staff Sergeant Scott Sherman, deployed to Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, back in the Cowboys. Bring down the Panthers. Cowboys #1.
Yet another Cowboy fan in Afghanistan. It's 3rd down and 9 for Carolina with the ball at their own 37, down by 4. Carolina paying attention to that Tampa game. Carolina trailing here. If they win, they're in the playoffs for sure. If they win and Tampa loses, then they win the NFC South for the 2nd time in the last 3 years. Right now, the Buccaneers losing by 3. DeLong fires off his back foot downfield. There's a lot of contact, but no flag. Glenn down there covering Drew Carter. And it's 4th down.
Sorry, Joe. A little surprising by Dallas, bringing pressure on 3rd and long, giving up one-on-one on the outside. Again, Drew Carter, a guy that can run. but he was unable to get by Aaron Glenn. The ball's thrown a little bit to the inside. Aaron Glenn had good position on him. But Carolina certainly had an opportunity for a big play on 3rd and long.
The punt from Baker. Creighton calls for a fair catch. So the Cowboys get the football back, trying to stay alive in the playoff chase. 47-yard punt. Dallas's football. They lead by 4.
Playoffs?
Gatorade make wine now? Dr. Doolittle 2 at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
This Fox NFL special is sponsored by Chevrolet, an American Revolution.
Ball is at the 17-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys. They have the football and a 4-point lead. It's the first time that a team has racked up over 300 total yards against this Carolina defense in the last 10 games, as the handoff is to Julius Jones, picks up 2. Rucker on the stop for the Panthers. 2nd and 8. And Newman, who is in on offense, checks out. We've seen that 3 weeks in a row now. The Dallas Cowboys offensively using Terrence Newman. And he has yet to get the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, and one of these times they're going to actually give it to him.
Atlanta still leading by 3 over the Bucs. On 2nd down, they roll Bledsoe out, and Keyshawn Johnson can't make a one-handed grab. It's 3rd and 8.
You know, I would say this is a fairly important possession for Dallas. I mean, when you're considering the fact that they're up by 4, a little over 7 minutes left in the game, if they were able to string together a possession here, take time off the clock, certainly if they're able to come away with a touchdown, the way in which this Dallas defense has shut down Carolina offensively is a pretty good sign for them. But they came out, ran the ball, and then don't get the completion on 2nd down, and now once again they're facing 3rd and long.
The Bucs have just tied Atlanta 17-17. Bledsoe over the middle to Witten. The penalty flag on the completion.
Yeah, they got Torrin Tucker, Joe, on Mike Rucker.
I think there are 2 fouls on this play. They've got a pass interference against Dallas. There are 3 flags down on the field right now.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense, number 77. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, offense, number 82. Half the distance to the goal, 3rd down.
Well, there's Witten in the slot working against Ricky Manning. Well, I didn't see much there. You know, it's, of course, Tucker there at the top of your screen, number 77, the left tackle, and he just yanks him down right by the shoulder pads there at the breastplate.
Yanked down Mike Rucker. So if you didn't like the call on the offensive pass interference, clearly that was a hold on Tucker, and it's 3rd down and 17.
It looks like they're going to throw here. No.
A blitz. They hand off to Barber, and it's 4th down. Barber brought down by Davis, a gain of 10, and it's time for another Cowboy punt.
Well, you know, I mean, Bill Parcells came into this game saying we've got to be able to manage the game, and being able to manage it with under 7 minutes in the 4th quarter means that you've got to have a pretty tight ball game, and that's certainly what they've got. And again, true to form, on 3rd and long, we see the Cowboys decide to run the ball and punt, and now rely once again on their defensive play.
The punt by McBriar. And it will roll to a stop at the Carolina 36. That's where they'll take over. Down by 4 with 5:56 to play. You see the score in the top right-hand corner of your screen. 17-17 Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Here at 17-13 Dallas. Under 6 minutes to play. Carolina with a football starting at their own 36. DeLong. Mangum the tight end. Out across the 40 to the 41. Shanley and James on the stop. A gain of 5.
You know, you mentioned it earlier, Joe, as far as Jake Delhomme, and you know, he plays his best football in the fourth quarter, and you know, he gets into these types of situations, and I think Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator, probably described him best. I mean, he's not a guy, when you go out and you watch practice and go through 7-on-7 drills, he doesn't impress you, and you don't really think he's much of a player. But when he gets in the games like this, when he's down and has to make plays, he has an uncanny ability to come through with those plays.
2nd down and 5. They toss it to Foster, and that's Ware making another play. A couple of things. That's probably the reason why he was 6 years a backup in New Orleans, and now he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. And 2, on the other side, when Bill Parcells was talking about, I don't know if my team's old enough, mature enough to win a big game in Carolina, he was talking about guys like DeMarcus Ware, maybe even Julius Jones in his 2nd year. DeMarcus Ware has played a brilliant game here today.
Yeah, he has. I mean, some of these young players, DeMarcus Ware, as you said, he's had his best game in over a couple of months, and you need your best players to play big in big games, and certainly for Dallas, this is a big game.
An offensive meeting on the sideline for Dallas. Meanwhile, it's 3rd down and 5, and the pass, what a catch by Mangum. And the big tight end has a big Carolina 1st down.
Well, that was a heck of a catch. You're right, Joe. I mean, the ball was laid out. If they don't pick that one up, then they're going to be punting. Now they're going into a no-huddle situation. Why, I'm not exactly sure. But DeMarcus Ware coming off the edge, he had Travell Wharton moving. I mean, he had an opportunity to get in there and possibly get the ball away from Jake again.
Big completion on 3rd down. Now on 1st down, it's Deshaun Foster. Gets away from Ferguson. Gets into Dallas territory. Good run after the catch. A gain of 9.5.
Pretty good job there by Deshaun Foster protecting the football, because as soon as you start making those types of moves in the open field, the defenders immediately start trying to take the ball away from you. You see him moving it to his outside arm, which is the right thing to do. And now the defenders come in and try to strip it.
2nd down and 1. Handoff is to Goins. And he's down to the Dallas 41 with a Carolina 1st down.
And now Jake is elected to huddle the group up. And so they come out with a no huddle for 2 plays after they picked up the 1st down to Mangum. And then they pick up the 1st down here, and now Jake Delhomme wants to huddle the group up. Sometimes going with the no huddle provides a little bit of a momentum change for your offense, which can help you, and it has for Carolina.
On 1st down, play action. Delhomme fires behind Goins a little, and he's ridden out of bounds by Brady James. Gain of 5. Let's go to JB for a game break.
Hey, Joe Buck, as you well know, Washington controls its own postseason hopes indeed with 2 victories that are in. Take a look at Clinton Portis, 19 of his 85 rushing yards on that touchdown run. Washington expands the lead to 15, 12:29 left in regulation. Back to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Thank you, JB. Here it's 2nd down and 5 for Carolina. Trailing by 4. Delhomme. Prohl. Ricky Prohl. Touchdown. Third touchdown catch of the season for Ricky Prohl. That one from 35 yards out. The lead is 3.
You know, Joe, how many times do we see Ricky Prohl? I mean, not a guy they use a great deal, but it seems like whenever they need a big play, If it's not Steve Smith, it's Ricky Proehl. Now, Steve Smith not in the ball game, and Ricky Proehl, a guy they need to step up and make a play on this drive, knowing that they needed to get a touchdown. And again, he's able to get in behind this defensive secondary, make the catch, and then take the lead. You know, in talking with Jake Delhomme and a number of these offensive players, there's consideration by Ricky Proehl as to whether or not he's even going to come back next year and play. There's talk that he may retire, and I guess his wife is going to be the one who ultimately makes that decision for him, and so the players are lobbying to her. But I'll tell you, he's a valuable player for this football team, and he has come up big in recent years as well as today when they've needed him.
He flat out told me when we had Carolina playing down in Tampa, Florida earlier this year that this is 100% it for his career. He's played for 16 years. He's got more out of his career than he ever thought he would coming out of Wake Forest. And he's been a first down machine, whether it's been with the Cardinals, with the Bears, with the Rams, with the Panthers. And he's scored some big touchdowns in his career. Tyson Thompson trying to turn in a good return. Thompson is out across the 40. Good field position for Dallas with 2:24 left in this game. The Cowboys have all 3 of their timeouts left.
Well, you see the wedge set up. And then Tyson Thompson, I mean, he's one of those backs that he can go the distance. Maybe the fastest guy on this Dallas Cowboys team. A pretty good tackle there at the end. But Tyson Thompson setting this offense up in great field position, only needing a field goal in order to tie this game up.
40-yard return by the rookie. Terry Glenn back in the lineup for Dallas. Bledsoe fires, and he finds Terry Glenn. He's got a first down inside the Carolina 44. Ricky Manning Jr. on the stop, a completion of 15 yards.
I tell you, that shows you all you need to know about the arm strength that Drew Bledsoe still has. In a sideline route, if that ball's not out there as quickly as what it was, Ricky Manning has the ability to undercut that throw. A perfect throw by Drew Bledsoe to Terry Glenn.
A blitz, a handoff. Julius Jones lowers his shoulder, runs through McCree, picks up 3. And that will take this game to the 2-minute warning. Dallas on the move. Second down when we come back. The ball at the Carolina 40. Cowboys trailing by 3.
This Fox NFL special is sponsored by the new Sprint, the official telecommunications service sponsor of the NFL.
What's going on? We don't know how many converters we have inside. We don't know where our trucks are, and no one knows where Mackler is.
6,000 converters? Trucks are at I-4, exit 9. Mackler, where are you?
In the airport.
Get a Nextel walkie-talkie phone for $24.99 and connect with over 17 million people. Nextel is available at Sprint or Nextel stores. Sprint together with Nextel.
Big, bad, real trucks. Hello, Max. Introducing the 345 horsepower Silverado Vortec Max. Max as in more. More towing capacity than any half-ton truck.
Now more than It seems like everyone's rushing to get things done faster. But sometimes the best solution is to slow things down. Budweiser Select starts with the finest American and Bavarian hops. Then we brew it longer, giving the beer a full flavor that's easy to drink. Why do we slow things down to make Budweiser Select? It's worth it. Budweiser Select. Expect everything.
An important game for the NFC playoff picture. Drew Carter, his first NFL touchdown early. Julius Jones, the indication he'd have a big day. 2 rushing touchdowns on the afternoon. Steve Smith grabbed and turned an official. He was ejected from the game. Moments ago, Ricky Proehl, the 35-yard touchdown catch, and the Panthers are back out in front. But now, second down and 7 for Dallas. 2 minutes left. The ball at the Carolina 40. Bledsoe slings it, completes it to Keyshawn Johnson. And he's down to the 21-yard line, well within field goal range for Cundiff. But right now, the Cowboys are thinking about getting it into the end zone in a game they need to win to stay alive in the playoff chase in the NFC.
Yeah, and with 2 timeouts, there's plenty of time on the clock, and Dallas doing the right thing and huddling up, knowing that there's no real urgency, at least as of yet.
Hand off, Julius Jones to the 20. Picked up a yard. And now the Dallas Cowboys are going to use their first timeout. Now Cundiff has been no sure bet. He missed from 32, but that came on a tipped field goal attempt right at the end of the first half. Coming into this game 4 of 6, and he made a career best and franchise record 56-yard field goal against Detroit 6 weeks ago in his first game back as the kicker for the Cowboys.
You know, you go back and you take a look at that completion in the middle to Keyshawn Johnson, and it just surprises me that Carolina defensively, this is a secondary that's very talented all across the board, the corners, the safeties, and yet they're not challenging Keyshawn Johnson. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Keyshawn Johnson's not someone who's really going to run by anybody, so because of that, you're able to crowd him a little bit more than you can, say, a Terry Glenn, but they've not done it.
It would be a 38-yard field goal try from here, but it's 2nd down and 9. Bledsoe pump fakes, throws, corner of the end zone, incomplete. And it was Lucas with better position on the ball than Terry Glenn. Now it's 3rd and 9. On 3rd and long today, the Cowboys have been very conservative. And here they are within field goal range, 1:18 left. We'll see how daring they want to be.
Yeah, and I've got to believe that you would throw it here trying to pick up the first down. I mean, we know Billy Cundiff has had some problems. Bill Parcells cannot possibly feel confident that Billy Cundiff can make this without any doubt. Normally you would. So I've got to believe they're going to try to pick it up.
A blitz. Marion Barber won't get the first down. Tackled by Lucas. And now the field goal unit will come on by spending that timeout, which the Cowboys did moments ago, really needlessly. No matter what happens here with Cundiff, there's going to be plenty of time left on the clock for Carolina when they get it back.
Yeah, I didn't think they really needed to use that timeout when they did. And even that last play was still a somewhat conservative play call in trying to pick up that first down.
33-yard try. Cundiff missed it, but there's a flag down. A penalty flag is down. And it's against Carolina for running into Billy Cundiff. We have a new audience joining us right here, and you're about to get an important call from our referee, Terry McCauley.
Running into the kicker. Defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. First down.
The 5-yard penalty for running into the kicker is enough for a first down for Dallas.
I don't know how Julius Peppers missed that ball.